Welcome to Intelligent Trash Talk Radio Show. I'm your host, Ken Badger. If you are, continuing listening to the show, you could notice that we didn't have any commercials this week. No Star Spangled Banner. We should make Ted sing it real quick. Y'all want to hear that? You want to hear that?
No, I want to hear that.
Alright. But we have a little difficulties with our sounds and stuff, so we're just doing straight unadulterated hardcore radio. Pause. Man, I'm in the booth. Ken Badger, my co-host Jody Crimes. How you feeling today, man?
We good, man.
Looking like tired, bro.
Yeah, man, I was hooping today, man. Got me worn out, man.
Word. As of course, my assistant producer, Montez Walker, is in the building. Everybody else on their way, man. It's all good. They get in, fill in when they fill in. But we just gonna jump right into it, man. I'm just gonna announce the 2K tournament. Registration for that is July 20th. July 20th. You can register at Street Kings Barbershop, 1601 Pine Avenue, or you can register in Buffalo at Sean's House of Masters. I don't have that address right in front of me. I do apologize, but all the information is on Facebook.
Google it.
Yeah, right. You probably could Google it. I think you can Google it. But 2K13 tournament, $500 prize, $40 to get you in the door, or get you in. Gotta have that by the 20th. Anybody trying to get in after that is $50. We're trying to find out who the best in 2K is. Pretty much, that's all we're trying to get to. You gonna have a whole year of practice. So we're just trying to see who the king. King of 2K13. Also, the Buffalo 716ers will be sponsoring a new basketball league starting July 10th, but all teams have to be registered by July 1st. It's $250 per team or $30 per person if you just want to get in. You don't have a team. If you want to get in, hit me up. You know what I mean? I'll point you in the right direction. I am putting my own team in the joint. I'm playing. I'm coaching. So, you know what I mean? My squad, we are going to take first place, Joe.
Okay.
We're going to have the Intelligent Trash Talk Select Team. That's what Jay called them.
Okay.
So, we plan on taking first place. But like I said, if you're interested in getting in that league, $30 a person or $250 a team, hit me up for more information. My man Marv Crit just launched his new clothing line. Definitely shout out. I don't have no sound effects. That's the crowd yelling. marvcrit.com/stores.html to check out all Marv's new clothes. I'm definitely going to be copying me some gear this week. And he got this whole membership type joint where you get a membership card. Just check the site out, you know what I'm saying, and get more details on that. But Marv definitely doing it big, he's doing it bigger than the Falls, man. That's one of my new slogans, you know what I mean? When we're doing it because a lot of times people in Niagara Falls got just Niagara Falls on their mind. He's doing it bigger than the Falls, man. Right. You know what I'm saying? Doing it bigger than our city. So definitely shout out to him. He on his way. His girl seem to be holding him up. So shout out to Simone. Simone, she's the mean tweet.
Whipping chain.
I call her the mean tweet because out of all her tweets, man, I follow her on Twitter. She always got something mean to say. She always mad at somebody, the kids, road rage, whatever.
They gonna lay up MJ.
Right. She always spazzing out on somebody. So we'll definitely shout out to her because she definitely be holding my man Marv down.
No doubt.
She's one of the last of a dying breed. You know what I mean? I'm glad I got one at home as well. Jody, you got?
Yeah, I got one too.
No doubt. So we go to. Oh yeah, it's Trash Day. I got a new segment, Jody. I didn't even tell you about it.
Okay.
I got a new segment in the show. It's called Trash Day. Mm-hmm. You know how when it's Trash Day, you can hear that truck going down your street, picking up everybody's trash. So we just gonna stroll through Intelligent Trash Talk debate page.
No doubt.
See what everybody been talking about. Basically, it's Trash Day. I'm trying to figure out all these women. You see what I be saying? Yeah. Because I get the requests.
Yeah, but you know what? Once in a while during that game, during the Heat game, you see the woman making I was like, yo, what is this?
She actually knows what she's talking about, though. Yeah. But these females, they be looking. They try to it's like I don't know. It's a fake account.
Right.
So it'd be like pretty females trying to get into our debate page so they can put ads up and stuff like that.
Our database.
So I be blocking them off. But let's see what's going on in here. John Roach, he says, I'm a Wade fan. This is for you LeBron fans getting reckless out the mouth. The awkward moment when Wade will always have one more ring than LeBron. Woo!
Yeah.
That's a true Miami Heat fan right there. That's a true Wade fan right there saying that. You know what I mean? I mean, Jody, I'm going to say it. I don't know what your stance is on it, but I feel like at the end of the day, LeBron to me is in that category that Kobe was in with Shaq. Mm-hmm. Now we got to see him win one without Wade.
Yeah, true. You know, that's going to happen eventually. It's got to happen eventually, but they can get one more together, so we get his numbers up.
Exactly.
So like you said, the last two, maybe like 4 or 5 or 6 somewhere in there, he got to win one. You're right, without Wade a little bit, and that's true, man.
Yeah,
that's true.
At least one. Like I mean. Because LeBron is in a funny category because people tend to have a checklist for him.
Right.
You got to do A, B, C, and D, and it's not necessarily the case. I honestly don't feel that he's got to win 5 or 6 to be up there with Mike. I don't ever believe that he's going to touch Mike, but to be amongst the elites,
right?
They got this checklist that he got to make. When you look what he's doing now, and if you take LeBron out of our league, what is our league right now? You know what I'm saying? It's not even really marketable,
right?
Honestly. So I mean, I don't think he got this big checklist like everybody else say, but there are certain things I do think he has to do. And one of them is winning without Wade.
Right.
You know what I mean? So
definitely a Wade winning without him. Granted, Wade didn't have Shaq at the time, but it was a depleting Shaq, and we all seen through the playoffs how Wade carried.
Right, and especially in the finals.
Right.
Especially in the finals.
So I mean, it's true because Wade had without him. It's kind of like, you got one without him.
Right.
In a so-so team, you know what I mean? So it kind of do give John Roach speaking some truth right there. Kind of give Wade kind of one up when it comes to championships.
Right.
You know what I mean? If he's a really Heat fan, because he's a real Heat fan, he remember winning before LeBron got here.
Right.
So I mean, you got to know that. So
all time though, who would you? Who's ahead of who? Dwayne Wade or LeBron?
Me personally, I got him even. Because the way I win is a little different. I got a checklist, you know what I mean? I do my little baby checklist, but they kind of even to me as far as winners in that category.
Right.
You know what I mean? But as far as individual play, obviously LeBron is the best in the last 2-3 years, easy. You know what I mean?
Right.
So, like I said, winners, and that counts for a lot too. You know what I mean? That's half the battle right there, if not more. So, I mean, they're the same winning level. But I think LeBron got him as a player, you know what I mean?
And as always, we taking in our callers. Anything you hear that you want to challenge us on or add to, definitely don't hesitate to call in 716-703-8888. 716-703 and 48. It's so easy to remember. Marquise Ivies reports on Intelligent Trash Talk Sports page, Doc Rivers is officially the LA Clippers' new coach. Now, with all the stuff that's been going on the last couple of weeks, and how on the drop of a dime, all of a sudden he the coach, that's just weird to me. But I'm definitely being a Laker fan, I'm definitely glad to hear it because Chris Paul was like, if Chris Paul was going to leave, chances are he's going to a situation that's got a lot of cap space, and chances are Dwight Howard is going to follow him.
Right.
So at this point right now, with Doc Rivers staying, and Chris Paul was co-signing for Doc Rivers, it looks like Chris Paul is going to stay in LA.
He has to.
And now I think our only threat is really Houston.
Yeah.
People keep throwing Golden State out there, but I think Golden State would have to do a sign and trade with us to even make it kind of work.
Give us some players.
They would have to.
Jack, David Lee.
They can give us a David Lee and a Jared Jacks. You taking that?
They would have to. I mean, I would take him with a third player. I need a third big in there. I don't care if it's
Zealy. I'll take it Zealy.
Possibly, you know what I mean? Third big. So
so that's definitely something to look out for in the future. Now that the Chris Paul dynamic is out of the way, it's kind of interesting to see what Dwight Howard is going to do now. Now it's pretty much choosing James Harden over the LeBron Pau Gasol,
right?
Or James Harden over Stephen Curry and that whole dynamic. So interesting to see what he gonna do, man. Arbel posted some crazy funny picture of Stephen A. Smith in high school, which is hilarious.
Looking like little Chris.
Carlos Bradbury talking about the fight last night. We're going to talk about the fight a little bit later, so I'm going to skip over that. Jerry Intrabartolo, I'm sorry if I butcher your name, son, but he says Bill Simmons finally agrees with me. Trey Burke is the only guarantee in this draft, the next Chris Paul. I don't see Chris Paul out of Trey Burke.
Yeah, that may be setting the bar too high for him already.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Not necessarily because of his skills, because of his competition.
Right.
Now, people really like ruling that part out, the point guard spot. He may be the most NBA ready as far as players, but he has to go against the most competition at a high level in the entire league.
He's never seen a point guard that he's going to see when he going to the NBA.
It's backup ones out there right now that's putting in work.
Right.
Like, so it's tough right now, that position.
And really, he's not a facilitator. Nah. He's more of a scorer.
He's more of a pull-up jump shooter.
Which all the more. So, Jerry, if you're listening, if you want to call in and rebuttal that, because obviously you just said Bill Simmons agrees with you, I will call in. Matter of fact, Montez, why don't you write on that post that we talking about him right now? Hopefully we get him call in and kind of explain himself, because I don't see that one. Darius Miles says NCAA Final Four posted best live viewership of all championship sports. Obviously not the Super Bowl, but they had higher viewership than both the NBA Finals and BCS championships. Does that surprise you?
No, it don't, because if you think about it, it's all about alumni and alumnus. I mean, alumni. Right. I mean, the teams that were in the chip this year, it was a famous school. We got a lot of alumni. Still, you know what I mean? So that's nothing. I mean, that's easy.
And I think Final Four is more appealing to our culture than you know, you got the propaganda and everything. With a lot of people just don't buy into it. But with college, you know, it's pretty innocent. Once you get to the court, it's pretty innocent. You got people fighting for their spots. You know, fighting to get to the next level. You know, they got school pride, which is an actual pride. Once you get a job, you know, you don't necessarily got to take pride in your job. You know what I mean? But when you playing for your school, you know, there's a whole different pride there. So I mean, it's definitely I would say more competitive. I mean, it's more competitive as far as what word am I looking for? The platform that it's on.
Yeah, I would say because it's the most polished tournament.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because usually at the end you have your ups and downs, you have your Cinderellas, you have your drama.
Right.
But when it's all said and done, the last 2, 3, 4, like 2 or 3 out of 4 teams should be there.
Right.
Maybe that one Cinderella, but at the same time, the teams who win it usually win it.
Right.
You know what I mean? So that's all the peaks and valleys of a good drama series.
Yeah. So Darius Miles says something. Wow. Yeah, we're gonna tackle this a little bit. Game 6, LeBron hits a big 3 to cut the lead to 2, but his toe was on the line. I smell refs. That's what he said. Now I looked at the play, and from the angle that it was put on I don't know where the picture went. It looked like his feet was behind the line, but when you watch the video and watch it in slow motion, he looked like he was behind the line. How you feel about that?
He was actually behind the line, watching from a lot of angles, but it was an angle where he looked like he was touching the line.
Yeah.
That was due to his sneakers, though. You know what I'm saying? Right. That's all it was.
Right.
Reflection of his sneakers.
What else would it be due to?
The reflection of his sneakers. The light was very bright. You know what I mean? The reflection of his sneakers. He had a nice penny. It was a penny size, though. It wasn't much.
Yeah.
But he was a 3. It was definitely a 3.
Yeah.
And he was falling away. So you know what I mean? It's like, what can you say about that one?
Yeah.
The refs didn't do anything. Honestly, in that game 6, the refs gave San Antonio a lot of calls between 5 and 2 minutes. You know what I mean?
Game 5.
You know what I mean? But San Antonio didn't take advantage of them calls.
Right.
That's what happened. And then when LeBron got his 2 calls down the stretch, he took advantage of them. That's all it was.
Yeah.
LeBron went to the hole like 3 minutes ago when everybody thought it was over, lost the ball, but he got fouled. And they didn't call anything in Miami.
They didn't call nothing.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, they even gave San Antonio the ball.
San Antonio just, man, we're going to talk about that series. You know, that's going to be our main event today. Just looking at the numbers, some of the numbers is just staggering that I put together. This is crazy. But let's keep going down. Trash day. See who else talking about something. Oh, this is interesting. Martez Hamilton, he posted up a picture of basically players all at 28. You know, their different stats as far as championships, up to 28, and then after 28, how many they had. So looking at LeBron right now, he's got 2 so far, and we don't know what he's going to do in the future.
Right.
But you had people, Michael Jordan, he had 2. A lot of people want to say he had 1. I don't know where they got that from, but after 28, he got 4 more. But interesting, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar only had 1 up until age 28, and after age 28, he had 5.
That's the influx of Magic Johnson.
Right, that has a lot to do with Magic Johnson. Bill Russell, up to 28, had 6, and after 28, got 5 more.
Ain't no sense.
You know what I mean? But Bob Cousy, up to 28, 1, after 28, 5, which is large due to Bill Russell.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, just an interesting note, like, and we're going to talk about this a little later. To me, when you gauge by age, I think that's bias. And the reason why I think that's bias is because in any other forum, we don't gauge by age.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if I go to work, if I go to my job, they don't say, okay, you're more experienced because you're 34 and you're 28. You go by how many years you spent with the company.
Right, exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So to me, it's like, how many years have you spent experience or doing the work? So I would go, this is LeBron's 10th year, the first 10 years of anybody's career, like anybody, not just Michael Jordan, but anybody, you know what I'm saying? So we'll talk about that a little later, but I just think that's a little biased if you go by age because, number one, we in a sport where everybody doesn't come in at the same age.
Right.
And everybody comes in at different spots, different times, different situations, whatever. So we'll talk about that later, but definitely shout out to Martez Hamilton for throwing that up there. Let's see. What should the Cavs do with the number 1 pick? The Monty Johnson post. This is an interesting topic right here. You know what I mean? Because Cavs got a lot of options with that number 1 pick. What would you do with it?
Me personally, I would try to get DeMarcus Cousins, and hopefully I can get a coach. Not to get a coach first, you know what I mean? Because I had the right coach to take care of him.
Yeah.
That's the only way. If I get the right coach, I'm trying to get DeMarcus. Other than that, I'm trying my hand to draft. I mean,
who's the coach you would look into?
Man, that's a good question. I mean, Lionel Hollins is to me the coach that you want to have in Cleveland for the other players.
Yeah, I never even
because if you think about it, he let Conley play ball for the most part.
Right.
But Kyrie's a little bit more skilled and talented. Right. So if you let him play, coaching the other guys, put him in the right position to be better, I think he can help them out, especially defensively. You want to be up and down. I mean, I think Lionel Hollins is the perfect coach for Cleveland myself.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He has a lot of respect in the league. You know what I mean? So
I mean, I got some feelings on that. I forgot that Cleveland is in the trash, in the recycle bin.
Right.
So I'm gonna let that slide for a second. We gonna get to that, back to that in a moment.
Okay.
But you know, let's see what else. Jeff Street just did a fantasy draft on 2K. His starting 5 was LeBron, Hibbert, Nash, Lance Stevenson, and Luis Scola. That's a garbage team.
That's the way he can win anyway.
That's and that team is still garbage because it just clashes.
It's slow too. Yeah, it's still slow.
LeBron has no shooters to kick it to.
Hibbert too slow.
Everybody wants to get to the post, except for Steve Nash, who wants to run around.
Yeah.
With nobody to kick it to.
I'm pretty sure he played with LeBron because he's a LeBron fan.
Right.
Put Steve Nash somewhere out trying to hit an unbelievable 3.
And he gonna get his.
Don't work against me, bro.
He gonna get his junk beat.
Yeah, don't work against me, bro.
So Jeff Street, good starting 5. That was your question? Absolutely not.
Keep working on your game.
That's a terrible starting 5, bro.
This is called the what? The trash what?
Trash talk.
And he got a trash team.
Let's see what else, man. I was trying to get to like some Game 7, you know. Oh, Clippers talking to Byron Scott. I don't think Byron Scott need to go to Clippers. That seemed like New Orleans about to happen all over again.
Well, see, that's the problem. Him and Chris Paul didn't have a clash in New Orleans. That was the scapegoat. And that's why they entertained having him a coach again.
Yeah.
It was never no situation with them like that. It just didn't work out. They just was ready to get rid of him.
Yeah.
And that's all it was. They blamed it on that. For what reason, I don't know. Because it was because of him Chris Paul flourished.
Yeah.
I mean, he put the offense in the Chris Paul.
Well, that's true.
I mean, he always let Chris do him. So any point guy out there, that's what you want in the NBA pro sports.
That's true. And to your point, I always felt like players like Chris Paul didn't necessarily need coaches. And I say that really lightly. I mean, pretty much Chris Paul should be allowed to do whatever he want to do, and you coach everybody else.
Right.
To basically, he's your coach on the floor. So you don't want nobody really telling him what to do,
right,
as opposed to, you know, being on the same page with him and filling out everybody else, coaching everybody else.
Just coaching with championship moments, key moments, and that's it. You know,
right.
You don't coach them really throughout the season. It's just key areas of the game, key opportunities, big games, certain situations. He's a situational coach player.
Right.
It's called suggestions.
Right.
You make strong suggestions to him and see how he like, what he want to do, how he feel out there. So definitely, and that's most of the top players in the NBA anyways. There was things about before how when D'Antoni got there, you know, the Laker thing, and how Kobe sucked himself in and he got hurt. Yeah. Yes, he did, but Phil Jackson couldn't keep him on the bench either. It's a misnomer that Phil Jackson can make him sit down.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like, it's a misnomer that Phil Jackson is a disciplinarian coach.
Yeah.
That's not what he is. He's a coach of the mind.
Right.
Who plays your mind and gets you to do certain things like Jedi mind trick you, basically.
Right.
You know what I mean? That's what he does.
Yeah.
He's not sitting back saying, putting the iron fist down like people think.
Right.
It works out that way. People think that way because it's successful.
Right.
But it's so many different ways to success. I mean, especially in sports. So.
Yeah. So you saying by him, Scott probably would work. I think it would work.
I like Doc better. I just think Doc has the commanding presence. So like you said,
why was I even reporting
that was earlier this week.
Yeah.
That was earlier this week, but still, the Doc has a commanding presence for everybody else, like you talk about.
Right.
But Chris Paul, he got like a
he's inspirational.
Right.
Doc is like great motivator.
But he's gonna stay on Blake Griffin and do what he want to do. He's gonna call certain plays to put Blake in certain spots, which is called a sweet spot.
Right.
Like you do Garnett.
Right.
Like you do Paul Pierce.
Right.
And Paul Pierce will come down with a whole bunch of wasted energy. He's put in sweet spots.
Right.
And Doc has that offense. We put him in sweet spots. Chris Paul can dictate things, something like Rondo, but better.
Right.
You know what I mean? And then you go from there. But Blake Griffin won't be out in the 3-point corner anymore. He won't be deep over here unless it's transition. He's gonna have him in some sweet areas, working the paint to be an effective 2010 guy.
Man, that just did so much for Blake Griffin.
Yeah, it did everything for him.
That did a lot for him, man. And DeAndre Jordan.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure they're going to have DeAndre working on his post game, especially if they could get KG down there. Oh, my God, the Clippers are going to be something else, man. The Clippers are going to be something else, man. Anthony Miller posted hypothetical playoff scenario of the last 8 NBA championships. The 06 Heat versus this year Heat. Who's gonna win that? 06 Heat.
That'd be a funny clash.
That's Dwayne Wade and Shaq and
Zoe and yada. Zoe played a little bit of that playoffs though. Udonis Haslam.
I say 06.
To me, that's a clash of styles. So I would like to see that.
Yeah,
it's a clash of styles.
I say 06 though. I really do because, oh man. Dwayne Wade came through big in 2 games in the finals.
Right.
But 06 Dwayne Wade was
Right. My thing, if the game was close, I'm going to go 06.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because Dwayne Wade was just that ice cold as far as he would get his bucket heat in the morning.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I'd love to see that clash. That's a clash though.
Yeah, that's nice. 07 Spurs versus last year's Heat.
I'm going with last year's Heat.
Yeah, last year's Heat. I'm going with them too. 08 Celtics versus the 11 Mavs. I'm going with Celtics. That's just me.
Me too.
I'm going with
A younger Paul Pierce. I'm always going with that.
09 Lakers versus the 010 Lakers.
010 definitely. Because Paul Gasol was better. That's how I'm
But they won both.
I know, but Paul Gasol was better. He contributed a lot more in 010.
I'm saying 010 because of Bynum.
Yeah, he played.
We got Bynum. Yeah, we have Bynum there. So. That was a nice question, man. That was a nice question on there. So that is the trash day, man. Let's go on to the recycle bin. Recycle bin is basically the year in a glance. I mean, the week in a glance of what happened in sports so far. Throughout this past week, Adrian Bronner just last night defeats Paulie Malignaggi, the number 8th ranked welterweight boxer, by split decision to win the WBA welterweight title. This was an interesting. You didn't see the fight, did you?
No, I didn't see clips. That was it, just clips.
This was a really interesting fight because one judge had this had it 115-113 going to Bronner.
Right. Another
judge had it 115-13 going to Paulie, and then the last judge had it 111-117 going to Bronner, which was like. How do 2 people get it so close, and then you got it in a blowout. Like, and Paulie Malignaggi, let me go over some punch stats. 214 punches landed out of 843 for Paulie. So that's what, like, just doing the math, that's what, 20%?
Yeah.
214 out of 843? That's something like 20%.
That's easy, like 25.
25%. And then Bronner landed 246 out of 524, which is a little less than, that's like 47%, 48%, something like that. 40s. So he landed more. I was like, yo, how many punches is this dude gonna get out though? Is he gonna hit a G? I'm like, this dude is just swinging. So I mean, he just threw more punches. So like, he did lose the fight. Bronner had more power punches. I mean, but to me, I'm a new boxing fan. Like, I've always watched big fights,
right.
But I'm starting to learn to watch. You know, anytime it come on, I'm watching. It was tough for me to really judge it, because I'm like, yo, Paulie getting them little taps in,
right? But
he is hitting them, and the fact that he ain't backing down from Bronner, which we all expected him to eventually wear down.
Right.
So it was just fun. It was a funny fight though, because they was talking junk back and forth. At one point in the fight, Bronner was talking junk to Floyd Mayweather in the front row, and then Paulie started talking to Floyd too, like you ain't doing nothing I can't do, you know. So it was a cool fight.
Based off my Twitter though, they was acting like that Paulie was a busier fighter. You know what I mean? The numbers I see, he gave me a number. I didn't know the numbers. You know what I mean? People were saying that even though it's closer than people think, they think he was much more busier. You know what I mean? Attacking, but I mean, Bronner, like, based on the punch count, like, he solidified him as the, consistent fighter during the fight.
Right.
With the percentages, his power punches was up there. I heard. This is off my Twitter, so, you know what I mean? So I'm pretty sure that he won the fight, but at the same time, the 111 disparity, that's why boxing is messed up nowadays.
Right.
You know what I mean? There's always one judge going into the fight saying, this dude ain't alright. I ain't really gonna give him a chance to do something spectacular, which is knock him out.
Right.
This is my stance out there.
That's how I felt. That's what I felt was the atmosphere or the attitude of the fight. Like, this dude got to do something big. He gonna have to either stagger Bronner or something for us to even give him any kind of respect.
Right.
You know. So that's what I got from that. But Paulie is number 8 welterweight. So for it to be that kind of like even that close, what are you gonna do against the Manuel Marquez of the world? I got the Robert Guerrero, the Tim Bradleys, the Manny Pacquiao.
Tim Bradley is the fight to see, I think, for their level, Bronner and Bradley, just for their level. I mean, Tim was right there at that level, but he just kicked down a little bit, but he's still right there in Bronner's. I would say skill range. You know what I'm saying? To me, that's the fight for Bronner if he want to go against Floyd after the Showtime situation.
Yeah.
To get Bradley, get back on Showtime, get your stats up, get your get the fight you want. But just calling out Floyd right now is not for him.
I think at the end of the day, he might want to think about going back to lightweight.
It's possible.
And chill down there, man. It just his power didn't transcend to the welterweight division. It just didn't, man. But what was really interesting about the fight was the end of the fight. When Bronner made the statement, he said, because they were questioning him about it. They said, you looked a little flat-footed and such, and he said, well, bottom line, he said, I came up in his city, I took his belt and his girl. And I was like, yo, I ain't never heard that. Like, whoa, like, it's about to be a fight after the fight. You know what I'm saying? And Paulie ran over to him, like, got in his face. He was like, yo, man, don't be disrespectful. He said, that was my side piece. That was my side. And I'm thinking in my head, like, I ain't saying, but my wife was like, side piece.
You gonna say it out loud?
Like, how does his main piece feel?
I know.
And I was like, dang, yeah, like, why? Like, it must not matter. It must not matter. I think he was in a heat of the moment. He got caught up, and something slipped out. Cause
trust me, probably we're buying jewelry in a Benz might come out. Monday when the stores open up, Paulie will be shopping.
I mean, I'm saying I would have played it. Wouldn't you have played it cool though? Cause I would have said like,
I'd be like, white chick.
Yeah, what is it? Like, white girl. on my wife right now.
There she go right there.
You can tell he didn't have that.
He didn't get that.
He was missing some color. He was missing some color in this game. You know what I mean? So he was just off, man. Speaking of my wife, my wife said the funniest thing today. She said, I better not say it on the radio show. And I said, haha, I'm going to say it. I don't care. We sit up in a restaurant, right? She looking at ads. It was Kmart ads.
Right.
And she was looking at swimming pools. So you see the pictures of kids in the swimming pool. These little kids, they had to be 6, 7-year-old playing in the swimming pool. And so she said, she said, am I going to get the little one or I'm going to get the big one so Ayana can get in with her more? Because I got my 9-month-old baby, for y'all that don't know. But anyways, I said, well, just get the big one so Ayana can get in. She can play with him. She was like, well, you gonna get in with him, right? Because you gotta watch him. I said, no, I'm not getting in that little pool. She was like, it's an 8-foot pool. Yo, you can look at the paper and there's kids are standing up in the pool with their chest out the right. I said, I'm talking about their whole knees. I said, what is a 9 feet kids? Like how is a kid standing up in the pool? And the pool 8 feet. It was 8 feet like around. Like that's what it meant. 8 feet around. That joke was funny. Speaking of funny things, my daughter said, my women say in my house. My daughter said something crazy. I'm about to sue the public school system, because she said, you know what? It's really terrible that there's only 56 states in our country. No, she said there's only 56 states in the world. I said, what? I said, oh, I'm suing the school. She was like, my white girl, don't say that on the radio because that make it look like we bad parents. I said, no, I teach her about life. Yeah. The school's supposed to handle all that stuff. Yeah, exactly. You know, they say that. Yeah. They're not holding down. They for it. So she go to Maple. So shout out to Maple Avenue for not teaching my daughter that, you know. I think she knew there was 50 states though. She just thought it was six states somewhere else. Oh, okay. So, you know, I don't know. Whatever. But yeah, so Adrian Bronner beat Paulie. Aaron Hernandez, man, what's going on with your man, son?
Sure they wanna be a thug. I don't know what's up.
The situation is so crazy. If y'all haven't known this by now, or heard about this by now, Aaron Hernandez, basically, he looks like he's involved with a murder of a semi-pro football player who was dating Aaron Hernandez's girlfriend's sister.
Yes.
Got that right. Okay, so
I think Aaron Hernandez did.
You think? Marv in the booth, man. Marv showed up, man. So you said what?
Aaron Hernandez and that dude is involved. Nobody will confirm their true relationship to each other. They kept saying, "Oh, no one spoke in a relation. No one spoke in a relation." So what is true to their relationship? I want to know. Some answers. I think they gay.
You think they gay?
Yeah.
Oh shoot.
Hey, everybody come out the closet.
Ain't nobody.
Somebody said I'm gonna expose you. You know what I mean? Destroy you. You got murdered over something.
Like I said, it's a lot for your girlfriend's. Your girlfriend's sister's boyfriend. There's a lot of action to happen. Right. With somebody else involved.
For y'all that don't know, he destroyed the surveillance camp, and he destroyed his own cell phone, and that's why that's looking so suspect.
But see, to me, it don't have to look suspect murder-wise with the phone. Right. You gotta get looking suspect like Marv said with the phone. Right. Well, give me the pictures. You know what I'm saying? That's funny. And text messages.
I didn't look at it that way. Like, I didn't even think of it that way. Which is another twist. My thing was, I felt like it just proved that he was more innocent to me because he had to know they was gonna search his house. Oh, yeah. He had to know that they was gonna find out that the surveillance and stuff was broke. I think he was covering up for them because as I searched into it, they're looking to get a warrant for him for obstruction of justice.
I got that.
But they have to prove that he obstructed justice. They have to prove that he actually has some evidence to even, you know, get him on that. So to me, I looked at it like he was looking out for somebody, you know, destroying evidence, you know, so that he was covering tracks for somebody else. So that's another outlook
several different people they talked to, and all they kept saying was, no one confirmed their relationship. No one confirmed their relationship. No, I'm like, why ain't nobody confirming their damn relationship? What the hell's going on here? Is there something behind it? That's what triggered it when they kept saying it on the news, like, no one confirmed their relationship. I'm like, why do they keep saying that?
Yeah.
I'm just wondering, like, well, yeah.
So that's interesting.
But me personally, I don't think he more so involved in the murder side, so he's kind of taking a crazy turn right now. He's really killing his image. Like, he's really, I'm not saying he's done in the NFL, but he's pretty much done career-wise.
Yeah.
I mean, he might make a team or two from this point on, but career-wise, he's pretty much done.
And it's even crazy that he was just involved with a shooting incident, getting accused of shooting somebody. Just a
I'm not surprised, though.
Weird
Patriots
situation.
player, I'm not surprised.
Oh,
they take those
shots fired.
No, they take those kind of players because they can get them for cheap. Like, for instance, they say he had character questions coming out of college. The Patriots knew this. This was him out. He had character issues. But they take those kind of players like, listen, we know he got character issues, and we know we can get him at a cheaper price than what we can get this player for.
Right.
So what's the point of getting high character
That's
players?
true.
You get them in the Patriot system, everybody gonna listen.
Cowboys do that too, don't they?
No, they don't win though.
Yeah, true.
Belichick, he can say, okay, we know you got issues, but you ain't gonna have them here.
I'm telling you, they just like the Spurs, man. They just get you right out. Bye.
On to the next one. Cleveland is clearly not waiting for LeBron James on my team. Like, it seemed like, everybody got them waiting for LeBron James next year in free agency. Cleveland, if y'all haven't noticed, is talking about making some moves, man. Rumor has it they just offered 2 first-round picks to the Boston Celtics for Paul Pierce. You think that's a dumb move?
2 first-round picks for Paul Pierce?
Too much.
I mean, 2 second round. I'm sorry. 2 second rounds. I'm sorry. My bad. 2 second-round picks for Paul Pierce.
Oh, that's cheap.
Which I think is a great move.
It's worth the risk.
You know what I'm saying? Boston probably is gonna buy out Paul Pierce for $5 million, or they take on that $15 million contract.
It's worth the risk for Cleveland, because they can add some more young boys around them. You know what I mean? Athletic boys.
Yeah.
They do got a couple, but they need a couple more.
Right. And like we was talking before about what they're gonna do with their first-round draft pick. Now I'm guessing, like you said, if they can get DeMarcus Cousins, and then for that first-round draft pick, and I still think they got, I think the number 18th pick or something like that.
They do got 2.
So they still can come out with something. You know what I mean? With this draft, number 27 might be a good player that we just overlook. Right. You know what I mean? So if they can get DeMarcus Cousins and Paul Pierce, pair him with Kyrie Irving, DeJuan Waiters, Tristan Thompson, they looking like a 6-7 seed.
That's my point. In a perfect world, I had them getting the proper coach, like I said earlier, about Lionel Hollins or something like that, and then taking the number 1 pick, right? Trading that for Cousins. Now you got the coach and the player in line, right? Because Zach Randolph was a little rough in edges when he got to Memphis too. You got to understand that. You know what I'm saying? So that couple that in together. Take the 18th pick, and like somebody like G, one of the good players that started half the year, pretty good, solid, off the bench NBA player most teams. Yeah. Started for him. Take him with the 18th pick, move up a little bit. Not much though, because you can't move up much with that.
Right.
But you can move up 3-4 spaces.
Right.
Get a Ben McLemore who may drop down. You know what I'm saying? Or get a player with that type of skill set that may drop down.
Right.
Or the kid, I like the kid from UNLV. He's pretty good as well. So I can't think of his name off the top of my head right now. Small forward, power forward, pretty good, man, versatile player.
That's not Bennett.
Cleveland, yeah, that's Bennett. That's Bennett. And Cleveland got to look for more talent, offensive players in this draft. I believe they got good defense. They got to put it to use.
Yeah.
They haven't put the good defense to use yet.
Yeah.
With Verjao being out and a couple guys being out and not playing together enough. So I think they need to look for skilled offense to help out Kyrie. If you help out Kyrie,
Jody keep tapping on the table, man, messing up the
mic. They really hear me, man.
Yeah, they do. I hear it all the time. Anytime I listen to the old shows, and you get like amped. You started tapping for the table.
I'm like a black Italian, man. My bad. I'm talking with my hands. But at the same time, though, you're right. They're making some moves to get challenging that team with the right coach. I have them pushing for the 6th seed.
They messing with my bet I got with y'all, man.
Yeah.
Washington and Toronto, man.
I'm just happy they're waiting on LeBron.
You said what?
I'm happy they're not waiting on LeBron. What happened last time they waited?
I mean, they don't look like they waiting, but they still could because DeMarcus Cousins is cheap. He's still on a rookie contract. If they buy out Paul Pierce and they get him for cheap, they still got a lot of room. You know what I'm saying? A lot of room.
But the thing is, you get as much talent as you can.
Because after this next year, like so it's 1 year, like really.
So you get as much talent as you can because LeBron can play with any makeup. That's what you gotta understand. Like you can play with any makeup. You know what I mean? So you get what you can, and you ship out what you don't need.
But don't you think in this finals, you saw that there is a makeup that he prefers?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
But that's because you don't have an athletic big. LeBron's a very good point guard. You know what I mean?
You don't think Bosh is an athletic big?
Nah, I don't think. Not NBA wise. He's athletic enough because he can shoot, so his game balances out. But he's not a true, like, I don't look at him like all the athletes in the NBA. He's way better than a lot of them. That's the key. But athletic-wise, like the Sanders boy from Milwaukee, that's what you got in the NBA right now. You got a whole bunch of unpolished, athletic bigs that can dunk from 7 feet, 8 feet out.
Yeah.
LeBron get one of them.
Right.
I mean, he had that player averaging 16 points a game, along with 10 rebounds. Because he'll get 5 to 6 dunks a game.
Yeah.
You know? Look what he did for Ed. Birdman was getting. I mean, he's nowhere near. He's not like he used to be. You know, he's way more athletic at one point. So that's all I'm saying. You get LeBron with an offensive-minded big, who's just athletic. You don't have to have much of a post game. You change the game a little bit. You make LeBron a different type of player, different type of attack. I mean, because there's shooters in the NBA, so there's gonna be a shooter or two around.
Right.
I don't see you making like the old Orlando team, LeBron, like D. Howard was with LeBron and a whole bunch of shooters. To me, that's easier to beat LeBron with certain teams.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's why
San Antonio had a handle on them for him.
But that's why D. Wade's play was so key. Because if it wasn't, you would have been able to sit him down and go with all the shooters.
Right.
Teams like San Antonio, they're going to give you enough and not give you till you all. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So in the key moments, they're going to get on that shooter.
Right.
You know what I mean? That you really can't count on with a hand in his face.
Yeah, that's true.
So you know what I mean? Certain teams, yes, but for those elite teams, you still need players that can attack the rim.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that's why they end up winning. They attack the rim at the end. So.
Shout out to my cousin Rashad Evans for defeating Dan Henderson. Split decision, ends his 2-loss streak. It was looking shaky for a minute, Shot, man. But shout outs to you, man. We're gonna have you on the show soon. You know, definitely have you do a shout out for us on the show.
Soundbite or something.
Yeah, something, man. But going forward, man, where you see Shot going, man? Like, it just, even though them was two, I'm gonna be honest. Even though he fan, you know, even with them 2 wins, I don't see him going at a Bones Jones. Bones Jones just seems unbeatable right now. Like, you know what I mean? Like, how you feel about that?
I think he personally for the next 2 fights to chase the money. And don't get me wrong, Bones Jones is the most money, but I think he take the most money with less risk in the next 2 fights to get his skills back.
Right.
Not necessarily get him back, that's a bad word. To get himself back polished.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because some of his normal things he's not doing no more because of certain fighters. He had to abandon certain things when he's coming up in them high ranks.
Right.
Now you're back down the middle. You can start to work on your game a little bit more, sharpen your skills. So 2 more fights, sharpen your skills, getting some decent money, pocketing that, then going back for the big kahuna. It's my move for him because then it all work out for him. It's all a positive.
Yeah. So I think he got it in him. I just think, you know, from like you said, he probably need a couple fights to, you know, work out the kinks a little bit. He got flashy for a little bit. You know what I mean? It's all good. It happens to the best of us. But you know, definitely shout out to Rashad for getting them W's. Or getting that W. The NBA is considering expanding replay in late game situations even more. They're looking to expand to where in the late game they can review blocks and charges.
No, that's horrible.
I think it's stupid.
That's horrible.
I think it's just a waste of time. Blocks and charges is one of them bang type plays anyway, to where it's like, you know, I think they should kind of do away with that call. You know, we was talking about this at Honey's Game 7. I feel like I think a charge should be like a 3-second call. Because really you're supposed to be protecting the man that was there. He had position first, so he has a right to that spot. So to me, he should have been there 2 or 3 seconds, not jumped there real quick and stood there. I was here. And then there's a foul. I think if that man did not have position, like substantial position, like he had been there to where there's no, everybody in the gym knew that dude was there first, it's a block.
Yeah, and my thing, it doesn't affect the NBA game enough to even make this a review point.
Right.
You know what I mean? All it's going to do is call delaying games and then make the refs triple guess themselves. The refs do a pretty good job calling this call. Do they get it right all the time? No. But when you have a certain consistency about the charge call, the law averages works itself out.
Right.
Call 10 of them the way you call them.
Yeah.
Usually you get 7 of them right, 8 of them right. That's all you need.
No, but I do think that they could be more consistent in their calls, and I think what would make them more consistent if they had a ref on the sideline looking at all the camera views, like during game time, so that if there is a favorable call, if it's a call like a bang bang call, and that ref can look back at the replay really fast, like nothing crazy, and he could say, no, it was out on him. It was out on him. Like, and basically reviewing all the calls, like, really quick, though. It had to be something really fast to where he could rewind it. You know, you hit Tebow, you can rewind it real fast and press play again, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Do that turn. Yeah, Mark doing hand gestures. I can't see right now. But you know, if they can look at, especially in key moments, because there was plays down the stretch in the finals that the refs missed that I thought was big plays, like the ball hit off such and such, you know. And
that's what I like about the game. That's what I like about the game. Because at the end of the day, you know, you go through long games like that, it weighs itself out. That's why the Miami game worked a lot of way it did games. Yeah, the calls weigh itself out. Trust me, the focus sometimes is on the refs, but really most of the game, the refs do a great job.
Yeah, I agree.
And I think you can start getting too many replays and making the refs in that part of the game so perfect. Now the players their imperfections are so much, the games become more sloppier. I personally think, because you're making this part too perfect. The players ain't that perfect.
Yeah.
They're not nowhere near that perfect. So when you go to that part, making that too perfect, it affects the whole total game.
I just think with certain calls should be perfect. To me, deflections, who touched the ball first before it went out of bounds, that should be perfect. We shouldn't be missing those calls. This is me personally. And if you do it just off of you watching the game, in-game motion, you're going to miss that. You're going to miss that, you know, you're not going to miss it. Like, it's going to be like an 8 to 9 out of 10 type thing. But to me, if you can find a way to make it better, you know, especially when I'm sitting in my living room, if I can see one replay and see that you missed it, I think you should be able to get that play right.
But see, when it comes to NBA players, the thing that messes that up, then now you're going to look at the tape, right? You say, oh, that went off him. Now you see that such and such grabbed his jersey to make that happen. Now how do you decipher that? How do you make that? Because in most of them plays where it's bang calls where the ref get it wrong is because he has a bad angle, which a player got in front of him, because probably he was grabbing him, holding him, pulling him towards that way. So it's like, you make that call and say it's off of him, but he grabbed my jersey. Right. So now where did it leave you?
But on the flip side, you can see a lot of times now, and I wouldn't say it's favoritism, but you can see a ref will say, yo, that's out of bounds on you. And when they go to argue, it's almost like, okay, I could have called a foul, but I didn't give you that foul. I just called it out of bounds going the other way. So now it looks like favoritism sometimes anyway.
That's just the flow of the game. That's just the flow of the game.
Right, so I mean, to me, if they looked at the replay, it wouldn't matter.
I just think too many things are coming to play. Because then you have players run to the screen or people saying, like, look at the replay. He grabbed me. Oh, he was on the line. And it'll never be a perfect call like that. Right. And that's the thing about it. Right. If it's not one thing, it'll be another. If not another, then it'll be the other thing.
I just think they can be closer to being perfect as far as making the right call.
I think it is. I mean, because how many calls on the stretch of those games affected the outcome of the game?
I'll do a little study for you.
How many?
It was like two or three.
They probably swung back to the other way to make it come forward.
Well, at the end of the day, I felt like, you know, like we was talking before the show,
right.
A lot of the calls were pro Spurs, and I agree with you on that. A lot of them were pro Spurs, but at the end of the day, the Spurs didn't capitalize on a lot of the calls that went their way anyway.
Right.
But who knows what would happen? That's what I'm saying. Who knows? I just want to see a more perfect game. That's just me.
But my thing, when you call it more perfect, how does it make the game different at that point?
We'll see when we get there.
Because, honestly, if you take them 3 bad calls over here, 3 bad over, you're still back to even.
Yeah. My thing is, though, you ever notice this? Even when a rule is put into the game, right? Don't you think it should have, like, a trial? Like, even if they did preseason. Okay, but preseason,
right?
We gonna try these rules out. You know what I'm saying? And see how it affects the game. If it makes it better. If it don't work by regular season, we're not gonna implement them.
Right.
They try rules out and do it for 3 years and then take them out, or 5 years and then take them out. So I think, like you said, like it might be too much. It might be too cluttered. It might mess up the game. But at least try it out. See if it works. Let's say, yo, we're gonna do a 10-game trial in the preseason for this rule. Don't you think that would be better?
I always want them to trial and error because that way the players are comfortable with it, know if they want it. Anybody can agree on it.
Right.
You know what I mean? Instead of just, we just going to make this rule happen.
Right.
For certain things. You know what I mean? Just like now with you can't touch certain players in the post rules.
Right.
You know what I mean? You can't put your hand on them, you got to put your forearm on them.
Right.
That changes the game so much.
And then going along with that, there isn't like a general rule. There should be like a general rule and a rule that the public can see really, because it seemed like from game to game, like the finals was judged way harder and they let them play a lot more than a regular game, and I don't think it should be different. I think that there should be across the board Joey Crawford is reffing tonight, so we know it's going to be this. It shouldn't be that. Refs should not, to me, they shouldn't have personalities. We really shouldn't even know that they're there.
That's the
other
NBA.
than to make the call.
That's the NBA.
You know what I mean?
The only sport is like that is the NBA.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, that's the NBA. Only famous ref really are two refs maybe in pro sports and football because the one older guy is Diesel. He refs a lot of games. He's a very darn good ref.
Right.
That's it though.
Yeah.
He's not famous for just he made this one bad call one game. I can't think of it. We're not famous for just selling out games.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Or being a certain type of way to the point where it affects the overall game.
Right.
You got that 1-2 players that complain, but they have a relationship with that guy.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
But like you said, Joey Crawford has too big of an imprint on the game.
Yeah.
Too big of an and do you feel like if player he don't like fix his face wrong? That's too much of me. This is not high school.
Exactly.
Like he has too much of an imprint on the game. He need to be ruled back. Oh, the new person that's running the league, David Stern stepping down. Hope he actually implements his print by making the refs like Joey Crawford scale back some.
Okay, yeah.
And he got too many emotions out there. He shows out a lot.
Yeah.
You can't show him up. You can't say dang and put your fist. When he skip across the court, teeing you up, blocking you up 3 steps, 6 steps, that's showing the players up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, he's too much of a star. I don't like that. That's what I don't like about the NBA.
If I could pull up, I'm going to pull it up, man. I'm going to keep talking while I do, but I don't know if y'all ever seen when Joey Crawford danced.
Yeah.
When he made a call and he danced. Did you see that, Mom?
The block.
He made a block call and danced. It was during a Laker game. That's how I know. You know what I'm saying? It was a Laker call. It was against the Lakers. And he made the call like he was happy.
Yeah.
Like, it's like, you're not supposed to have this much imprint.
It'll be a turnover, too. And he, man, like, no, but ain't going to be a turnover. Dang. But his problem is, man, he stare players down with certain calls. Like, why are you staring players down during calls?
Right. It's just
Tim Duncan. Remember Tim Duncan was like, what? And he threw him out the game? Like, because he was staring.
Tim Duncan like, why you looking at me, dude?
What?
It's too much, man. For me, Joey Crawford's definitely too much, man.
I see how David Stern ain't get at him for that, though.
Because at the end of the day, he's a very good ref, even though he does make some questionable rough calls. But throughout his tenure, man, he ref some big games. You know what I mean? So.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, how many times have you had like a question?
Look at that. See this dude? Look at that. That's too much. That's exactly. Now, if a player did that, he would be ready to throw him out the game.
right.
And to me, you can't reflect what you're going to throw out the game.
Exactly.
So to me, that's crazy, man.
It's just contradicting. If y'all ever look up Joey Crawford dance on YouTube, he made a that was a charge call.
Block call.
That was a block call. My bad. He made a block call and danced the block call all the way down the court to the point table. Man, I'm like,
my thing is really crazy. Why do you always look over there? That's
because he always staring players down, man. What you say? Huh? Boy?
Right,
That's how you be doing, boys. Like, if you're young in the game, he looking at you like, what?
Right. That's true.
Breathe wrong.
That's true.
You'll be on the next thing out of here. I ain't got to tell nobody nothing.
That's
Joey Crawford.
Yeah. He got too much.
I don't ref MJ games and helped him win. That's his claim to fame. Helping MJ win. That's his claim to fame for those who don't know. That's why he's such a good ref. That's why his tenure is so high. That's why he's so respected, because he kept the game together, helping MJ win. I said
That's what that did for them.
I said it. That's what happened.
He put the NBA in.
That's what happened. He's probably responsible, like you said, putting the NBA in a big position, yo.
But MJ really did like single-handedly affect the game to where players like Chris Bosh get a $100 million contract. Joe Johnson gets a $100 million contract. Darren Williams gets a $100 million. I don't think MJ ever got a $100 million contract.
You have to.
You didn't need it.
He got that 1 year, 30 mil.
You got 2 joints.
Yeah,
40 something. You got 40 something 1 year.
It deserved every penny of it. I think he should be compensated by the NBA.
He's the most underpaid player in NBA history.
I think every
He's
player,
the most underpaid player in NBA history.
I think every player check should have some type of compensation for Michael Jordan. He should be paid back for all that he's done. You understand he's rich enough, but he is the reason why some of these players are getting paid like this. There's no way.
That's how it is.
It should happen. It should only be a few players that get paid those $100 million. I think you should be it's an eligibility list they should have.
Right, yeah. I mean, that makes sense. That makes sense.
LeBron type players are the only ones who should be eligible.
Right now, I think I'm the only two. Honestly,
I think it's
to me.
It's just more. I think it's more than just like what you do on the court. It's like star. How much money can you bring the National Basketball Association? I think you should be compensated for that.
Well, let's go ahead to topic 1, which is really the only topic we got today. The NBA Finals, man. It's great. I got a public service announcement because everybody say, LeBron James is his. He's the king of the NBA, and this is his second year in a row being the king. And I put on Facebook, I don't agree with that. To me, this is his first. He's officially the king now in my book. He's officially the king now. When he won that finals, when I went to the game, when we went to Honey's to watch the game, I was like, man, I hope this dude lose. I just hope he crumbled. But watching the game, LeBron finally played like I want him to play. Like how I've been begging. Just LeBron, please. Like I don't care how you play during the regular season. It don't matter. Because you coasting pretty much. You see them boys, they look like they be coasting all year. But once it gets to the playoffs, LeBron, dude, take over. You know what I mean? And it took all the way to Game 7 of the NBA Finals. But what game would you rather him do it? You know what I'm saying? Game 7 of the NBA 37 points, 4 assists, 12 boards. He hit the end and solidified clutch to me. Even though it wasn't even a clutch basket, it was a clutch to me. When he hit that 20-footer from it was 20-footer with 27 seconds left to put them boys up 4. To me, that was like, yo, that's I don't need to see nothing else from you, bro. I'm officially satisfied. You your place to me. Now, how did you feel about the series?
Oh, that was what. Remember we talked about earlier in our playoff talks and radio shows, previous ones, about. I was telling guys saying about moments. We talked about moments.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Certain moments. That was a moment right there.
Right.
You see how that moment works?
Yeah.
It's not Milwaukee. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
That's a moment. It goes on your positive side.
Right.
That gives you one up now. You know what I mean?
Right.
But before I thought it was kind of neck and neck with negative moments and positive moments in opportune times like that.
Right.
It wasn't opportune times like that. You need that money time. And when you need the money time, he has to be the money player.
Right.
Without question. If you're looking to be the best of all time, best of today's game, that's what you gotta do.
Right.
That's one criterion point you cannot do without.
Right.
You know what I mean? So that's what I was waiting to see because that was that moment, that signature moment. That's it. You got Detroit, when we scored 1 point in the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
Even they didn't win it that year.
Right.
You got Boston.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Game 7. And you got this. Those are like 3 of his major, moments. He better than everybody. History type moments.
Right.
You gotta have those moments. You know what I mean? Without those moments, you're just in an argument for your era, whoever they compare you with. But at the same time, you can't really blast out that era without those moments.
And I honestly felt like if Dwayne Wade was like the hero of Game 7, I was gonna come on this radio show and trash LeBron James you know me. You know what I mean? When Ray Allen said, you think he was?
I think he made it come.
Game 7?
He gave LeBron a sense of finally Dwayne Wade is here. When he Game 6 and Game 7, he gave him that comfortability to I can take us to the promised land, but I need Dwayne Wade to help me get us.
Right.
You know what I mean?
And that's one of my issues with LeBron to a certain extent, and that's why I said I feel like he has to win one without Dwayne Wade because Dwayne Wade seems like a bit of a comfort zone to him. It's not that Dwayne Wade's got to be the best or the best player on the team. It's just like I can't do nothing like I want to do it if Dwayne ain't comfortable.
Jordan Pippen's the same thing. Well, Mike did nothing without Pippen. Nothing. He ain't go to the bathroom without Pippen.
Right, but there was games where Scottie Pippen and and me and Sean was looking at this one day when he was like flat. Scottie Pippen could not score, and Michael Jordan.
Who was he guarding though? Who was Scottie Pippen guarding that game?
In the series that we was looking, it was the Utah Jazz series. He wasn't guarding nobody.
He's an automatic double down guy for Karl Malone. You know what I mean? Like defensively, he shows up every game. Yeah. Without that, they don't win. I mean, he guards every best player.
That's true.
Might get this great defensive moniker, which he can't play defense very well.
Right.
He plays man-to-man defense.
He wasn't better than Pippen.
No, he was a man-to-man defender who reached at the ball a lot and got away with that a lot. He wasn't an off-the-ball defender, although he got a couple blocks. He wasn't off-the-ball. He's a man-to-man on-ball defender.
Right.
For his position only, though.
Right.
The two-guard position only.
Right.
Not the point he would get small forwards would get shots off on him.
Right.
You know what I mean? Only for his position. So therefore, Pippen take up the defense of whatever player that was. It might be the other players nowadays do guard.
Right.
And that's the misnomer I have too with Mike.
But the difference I would say, Jody, is that when Pippen was off, when Pippen was off, that didn't stop Michael Jordan from being Michael Jordan.
No, but he's a scoring type mentality player. I mean,
right. But that's the difference between him and LeBron.
And that's why LeBron, to me personally, when it's all said and done, will be better. Because he can score too, and he can do that too. Mike got his assists. We got him off because for everyone on me, I gotta give it to the man under the basket.
Right.
I mean, come on, man. Or Pippen hitting threes. You know what I mean? He packed it in threes.
Yeah.
But my point is, that's what makes LeBron that much more. To me, as he rises to the top, his skill level is not more than Mike's. More versatile.
But when you talk about a player, and that's the thing. That's why it's. And we're gonna do this throughout the summer when we start breaking down players. But when you talk about as a player, by that definition, Kobe Bryant's better than Michael Jordan because as a player, he is Michael Jordan 2.0.
But he's not because Michael's more consistent. LeBron is very consistent. That's when he sliced that in the middle.
But
you know what I mean?
You talking about consistency.
What?
Kobe was still, when you talk about, you said LeBron could score.
Right.
He could facilitate. Kobe could do everything. He could do everything Michael Jordan could do and some.
But my point is, I'm talking about LeBron and who? Jordan.
Right.
Now you take LeBron you take Jordan and Kobe, it's different dynamics.
Right.
Different things that Mike is better than, way more better than Kobe.
Right.
More efficient. His mid-range is more efficient. Not a better shooter though.
But you said ultimately you think LeBron James will end up better than Mike.
Right, because people don't give him a credit. Like, if we all say who we take right now, y'all, everybody, including myself, would say, I take Mike if I'm trying to win. Right. That money in the line. But who would I take if all four other players was just as good and all four other players on LeBron team was just as good and they had to match up? Who would I take? LeBron.
Okay.
That's my point. So with all things being equal, I'm not taking Mike. That's what I'm saying.
And that's the thing.
I'm saying.
And that's the thing. Well, I have to make a rule on the show. When you say a better player, you have to define what you mean. Because when you say better player than me, I'm thinking all things considered.
Right.
Everything considered. Right. On and off the court. And when I say that, I don't think anybody could ever be better than Michael Jordan because of the legends. When you name 10 years in, and you talking about 3 defining moments for LeBron James, 10 years in, we're talking about maybe 20 to 30 defining moments for Michael Jordan.
And that's being said, but LeBron got a long career to go. It's not over. He got 10 more years up in the NBA. 10 more solid prime years.
When you talk about moments, I just think it's so many more for Michael Jordan. It's even all the way down to like I always say, him going in the opponent's locker room. You know, the wanna be like Mike. The Wheaties. Mike on the Wheaties. Not everybody want to be on the Wheaties. LeBron doesn't have that kind of imprint on the game.
That was the era of the culture, though. I mean, the game. Look where the game is at now. We got Kobe. We got the guy in this. We had all this happen already. Mike created this, but before him, it was just magic that had that personality that gravitate to people. Basketball was looked at as a drug sport.
Right.
You know what I mean? A bunch of druggies, drug dudes.
Right.
So the image was different. That's David Stern that did that for Mike. Let's not twist what David Stern did to make it happen. Mike was his vessel. He couldn't do it without Mike.
Right.
But
I mean, what was Mike though?
It was hand in hand. Because Mike couldn't do it without him. That's the problem. Mike couldn't do that David Stern. Because nobody would have believed that some dude who couldn't hardly talk, who basically wasn't the best player in the league at one point in the first 5 years.
A lot of times, David Stern tried to stand in his way.
Of course he did.
So in a lot of ways, even with finding him for wearing the sneakers and all that kind of stuff, Michael Jordan was pushing the envelope. Eventually David Stern gave into the envelope.
But at the same time, he didn't have to give into the envelope. He didn't have to.
Yo,
He didn't have to.
But he saw how much money Michael Jordan could bring to him.
That's right.
So to me, it was Michael Jordan was the one who
But it's hand in hand. Without one is not the other. Without one is not the other. Because if he doesn't make the decision, then we don't say that.
That whole dynamic taken into account, that's to me, and this is me personally, Jody. Just certain things like that, when you name something, it's hard to overcome on Michael Jordan.
Right.
When he has certain things like that on his resume.
But in that aspect, yes, but if it can be done right now, then it will be done.
Right.
But it can't be done right now.
Like Jay-Z.
It can't be done right now.
Jay-Z took over the finals.
It can't be done right now.
That would have never happened with Mike, yo. Anybody
Nowadays it would.
If Michael Jackson had a drop an album during the 1992 finals against the Phoenix Suns, it would not have been overshadowed Michael Jordan.
Nowadays it would, with Twitter, with Facebook, with all these media outlets. It's different nowadays. You don't take that consideration.
Commercial though.
But my point is, we know these people who they are off downloads, off Facebook,
right.
Twitter. We know who J. Cole is, really?
But we
know who J. Cole is, though, son.
I'm not naming J. Cole. I'm naming Michael Jackson.
But that's my point, though.
If Michael Jackson dropped an album.
So if J. Cole can be famous right now, with Twitter and Facebook and all that, Michael Jackson would transcend everything.
But J. Cole didn't shut down the finals.
So my point
Jay-Z shut down the finals.
But my point is, with all those outlets, we get a chance to know people more. You don't have that one guy in every genre no more. You know what I mean? Who's coming up? It was Michael Jordan over here, Joe Montana, Bo Jackson. That's it. Now you got 3-4 in each genre.
Right.
Kobe, LeBron, Shaq just left. You got 3-4 because of what people like Mike and them created. Right. You got 3-4 in each genre. But social media has transcended just that one guy anymore. Right. I don't have to go watch TV commercials anymore. We see Mike on TV. So he's a whole. What else would he on TV with him?
But my thing is, my stance, and this is my stance, and it's going to take hell and high water to get me off my stance. But I just feel like, and this is why I watch Jordan games today. Mm-hmm. Like just this week, I had my son watching Michael Jordan games back in the 90s. Right. Because I feel like upholding that history to me is more important than putting LeBron ahead. I'm gonna always say, nobody will ever be better than Jordan. Even though I'm a Kobe fan, I got a Kobe jersey right now, and no matter what LeBron does, it'll be, I ain't gonna say no matter what he does, but it's gonna be very hard for him to overshadow Mike to me. It's gonna take a lot, and it's not just gonna be winning chips to me, and it's not gonna be just stuff in the stat sheet. That's not gonna do it, because to me, Michael Jordan was so much more than just basketball. You know
That's true, but he had the outlet in the era to do that. Like now, like I said, now it's so
and it's not fair.
It's not fair. LeBron can do the same thing. You put him back in that era, he can do the same thing. You know why? His personality is way better than Mike's. He's more people attract to him just as good. That's the problem I don't understand with that situation, because he's more of an attractive person. Michael's more of an attractive player. Yeah. You know what I mean? At this point in their career. Yeah. You know what I mean? So it can be up in the air, but when it's all said and done, man, if he can do what he's done his first 10 years and his last 10. He will be the best player. I mean, to me, we kind of act like Mike can't be touched for some reason.
Yeah,
I don't understand it. I'm not saying you personally.
No,
but the sports world in itself.
I feel that way.
Because he's a butthole. Because he couldn't do that in today's game, though. They wouldn't allow some of the things to go on in today's game. And that's what I'm trying to explain. It's so different.
And I don't think LeBron could be the same caliber of a player in yesterday's game.
Yeah, he could.
But that's what I'm saying. You don't think Jordan can play now.
I don't think he can play. No,
I'm saying be the same type of player.
Right.
And I don't think LeBron could be the same type of player. I don't think if he made the same decision back then, he would have got trashed way more than he did now.
Back then, because back then you had so many teams, people was getting drafted. You had squads with 3 players back then.
Right.
Everybody had 3 boys. Everybody who was good had 3 boys.
Nah.
Yeah. Everybody was good.
Everybody that was good. Everybody that was
6-7 championship teams.
But he got drafted by a bad team.
Right. And everybody.
So if he would have combined with Larry Bird and Magic in that era, or tried to do that, he would have got trashed.
He would have had to, because free agency was different back then. Free agency killed the game. It wasn't LeBron's decision. It was free agency.
But how many?
He would have had to.
How many elites did you see signing to other teams in like free agency now?
Because you didn't have to. Because your team would pay you.
Right, but if you would pay you. But if you were drafted, if you were a great player drafted on a bad team, you stayed on that bad team.
Right, but your team got better over the years with all that free agency. You had a chance to build a franchise. All these teams, Chicago did it. They were a very bad team. One draft year, it was horrible. Brad Sellers, before Brad Sellers,
I know,
they was
what I'm
horrible.
saying
They
is,
drafted and drafted and drafted.
but they team
just
still didn't look. You put Scottie Pippen and Michael Jordan around great role players.
Right.
They had no all-star great team.
Dennis Rodman was an all-star.
No, I'm talking about when they started off.
My point is, though, it still was great.
Grant was not an all-star.
He was an all-star. He was one of the best defenders, post defenders in the league. He was an all-star.
He was not an all-star.
He was an all-star. He didn't make the all-star team.
Like once or twice.
He was an all-star.
But he wasn't an all-star in Chicago.
I guarantee
he was an all-star in Orlando.
But I guarantee he was number one defensive team every year, like number one, number two, number two. First about 3 years in a row. You had to be like first two defense all 3 years in a row.
We could be that up.
Player, like, you know what I mean?
But they didn't have. Would you say Chicago had a bomb squad?
What do you consider a bomb squad?
With B.J. Armstrong,
those are the best shooters in the game.
Would you consider that? You take Michael Jordan, Scottie Pippen out of the equation.
Right.
Take Miami Heat, take LeBron and Dwayne Wade out of the occasion.
Okay.
Who's better?
John Paxson's a better shooter than anybody on Miami Heat.
Ray Allen? He's a better shooter than
Ray Allen. I forgot he's on Miami Heat. Ray Allen's this year. I forgot on Ray Allen. He's 1 year. He's 1 year. You got Paxson.
You got Bosh. You still got Brock.
Right.
Who's better than anybody you about to name on Chicago? Ray Allen. Who's still better than anybody you can name on Chicago?
Yeah, now
Mario Chalmers.
at this point, it's career.
B.J. Armstrong, him and him are going teeter-totter.
But my point is,
Chris Anderson, better than any big man you gonna name off of Chicago's bench.
but that means nothing because it's all about who I am as a player, being the best two players.
Right.
That's not anything. So if I got the best shooters in the game, and that's all I need. That's all I need to win. Paxson, one of the best shooters in the game. Forget Ray Allen.
Right, but what I'm saying, the super team concept was not then. The teams that was winning was not super teams.
They was pretty good teams, man.
They weren't super teams. When you talk about super teams, you talk about RLA.
I don't look at mine as super teams, though.
I would consider RLA a super team in the 80s.
I don't look at mine
consider the Celtics.
I don't look at mine as a super team because Chris Bosh is not an elite all-star.
But he was considered elite when they first got together. We was originally talking about the decision.
Yeah, but
We talking about the decision.
he's not the elite
That would
player.
never happen.
Free agency does that. It's not the era. It's free agency.
That's what I'm saying. But you saying taking a player, if you take their decisions, Michael Jordan's decisions, you said he wouldn't be able to do the same things in this era. And I'm saying LeBron James, the thing that he did,
He wouldn't have to do that though.
but he would not. See, that's but you're making it biased.
No, I'm not, because all you had to do in those days is they get players to come play with them. That's all they do.
But you can't do that. You got to take what he did now and put it back there, just like you took what Jordan did and put it here.
But my point is he wouldn't have to do that though. That's my point.
So Jordan would have did that.
Yeah, he had to.
How would he have to be a jerk? All the money's laid out.
Because that's who he is. Who he was.
He wasn't always a jerk. He wasn't jerking. He wasn't a jerk in North Carolina. He wasn't rooming. He was shy.
I said
When he came to the league, he was a shy
Chicago. I didn't say nothing about Carolina.
But you're gauging the argument. You're gauging the argument.
On what?
Because if you take it, can we have a mediator in here?
Who is he? Is Michael Jordan a jerk or not? Is he Tiger Woods or
He was
not?
always a jerk.
He's closer to Tiger Woods.
Always a jerk.
He's closer to Tiger Woods than anybody else.
Was Michael Jordan always a jerk? I'm sure all of y'all read the autobiographies, Come Fly With Me, where he come up.
was a jerk in the NBA.
He didn't like the cameras. He was shy. He was always smiling.
That's fronting. That's
Oh
fronting.
my God.
That's fronting, B.
You can't do that.
Cassie's in the building. Y'all was good, Cassie.
What's up, man?
First got a W today.
That's fronting.
Yeah, we won this little tournament. You know, Jordan said it. You know,
That's how he said it. Yeah.
over the final.
Jody said he coming back with a vengeance, though. That's all I heard.
Jordan, I was gonna kill their ass.
Jody called you?
Yeah, he fouled me. He left a good scar.
Oh, dang. Jody.
That was enough. I got him all over. I got him on my back.
All over.
I got him all over me. I was the most foul player out there. I got him all over me. Sure, that's a different game. See?
So you talk to me.
About what I interrupted in the conversation.
Did you hear?
Oh yeah, I heard about the Mike. I think Mike could be the same person he was now that he was back then. Maybe not as far as the sneaker thing, which Marv mentioned to me. But other than that, yeah, I mean, there's a lot of personalities that's worse than Mike's personality in this era.
Don't you think Kobe is the worst personality than Michael Jordan?
I think
That's what
I was just about to say I might be one.
Yo, he is way worse of a jerk than Michael Jordan.
Honestly, I think Kobe is more of a jerk as far as media, his teammates, period. You know, so
his teammates? Are you kidding me?
Michael
Jordan at the end of the day though would go out to eat with his teammates, would hang out with his teammates, would take them out. Kobe is not taking you out.
He's still with the jerk. Because Kobe not as smart as Michael Jordan. I can help that. I said jerk wise. I don't know he is smart.
If Kobe could survive as how his personality is in this era, then I definitely think Michael Jordan could as well.
But he's not liked as much because of that. That's what I was saying. He don't like as much because of that. That's why Kobe ain't liked as much. Not because he ain't this, because he ain't that, because of his attitude, his arrogance. That's why Kobe would be a more popular player back in the Michael Jordan era than he would be in this era because of his attitude.
That's true.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm talking about. That's why Mac would be.
Your exact statement was brought out the whole debate. Was you said Michael Jordan could not be who he was then.
Now,
and I said LeBron couldn't either.
Well, I don't think LeBron would have made the decision back.
That's what I'm saying.
How can we say that?
Because it was
I can say I don't think LeBron. I don't think Michael Jordan would be a jerk.
Well, this is different. This is what I mean. Why I don't think he'd have made that decision. I don't even like it. It would have been less accepted.
I would not tolerate it.
Yeah, I don't think.
Well, on the same side though, but I agree. I agree that he probably would not have. But on the same flip side, I can say I don't think Michael Jordan would be a jerk. Why? Why do I? Because he was nice. He was not raised like that. The reason he started being like that was because the league did certain things to piss him off, and he became like, okay, it's gonna be a me against the world type of thing. I'm gonna fight for everything I want. I'm gonna do whatever I want because y'all just. It seemed like they was taking stabs out of him at him because he was the one out in the open. And you had different players like Isaiah Thomas, blackballing him in the All-Star game, like all that kind of. But players wasn't getting that kind of treatment, so Mike kind of changed because of those dynamics. I don't think he
changed. I don't think he's people like Barkley start hanging with him more. I'm saying, okay, he okay at the core. Because he cool with me. You get cool with 3 people in the room, don't anybody else like me out there. I don't think Mike was the best Chris people in the league. Like y'all making it sound.
No, but he had a lot of.
He started all that losing he was doing.
Patrick Ewing would say Michael Jordan is one of his best friends. Charles Barkley.
Look who people are though. Look who people are.
Top stars.
I see what you're saying.
I'm trying to say that's my best friend. Robert Horry gonna say that's my best friend. Horace Grant gonna say those people. The LeBron's gonna say yo, they gonna be like yo, LeBron's that dude.
Yeah.
Because that's my point. That's my point.
But I agree with you on that. I agree, but Michael Jordan didn't start off like that. All that criticism that he took for having all that ability but not being able to get it done, getting blackballed by the Magic Johnson and the Larry Birds of the world.
Because college sports was different back then. You can come in Dean Smith's house doing that. Michael Jordan was like that all the time.
I don't know.
You can't come to Dean Smith's house. Y'all think Dean Smith ain't had what?
I wasn't living.
That's my point. You can't come to Dean Smith doing that.
To be honest, 1984.
Can't do that.
He was drafted in 1984, right?
You can't come.
I wasn't even born yet.
So,
but I watched a lot of autobiography. I watched a lot. I watched more on Michael Jordan than I honestly ever on Kobe.
My point is. The reason why that Carolina, you couldn't do it. Dean Smith, you can't do that in the Dean Smith program.
But even the way he was raised, he was not that type of person.
Oh my God!
When he got cut by the basketball team in high school, he cried. He didn't spaz out and flip chairs like, "Are you crazy? I'm Michael Jordan."
He wasn't good enough.
Exactly. So that's what I'm saying.
He was spaz.
He never had that. He never had a reason to be this arrogant, cocky.
I disagree with that.
A-hole type of a person. You say.
I disagree with that. I disagree with that totally. It's because you can't let it out in certain environments. You're under a coach like Dean Smith. You cannot act like that in North Carolina. No possible way. He's from Carolina. He wants his dream is to go to play for the Tar Heels. You can't act like Rasheed can act like that. That was further down the line. Look how Rasheed was.
So you saying he was all
I played against him at AAU. He was like that already. I'm just saying, people like that. My point is, Dean Smith support. You can't do that. You can't go to Coach
So he was like that before.
I believe so.
Dean Smith would say Michael Jordan was.
Because you can't do that in the program.
Why do you believe like he was? Where do you get that from? That he was like that before.
Personality's that strong. It don't come out of nowhere, Kenny. It don't come out of nowhere. It's always been in you, bro. That don't come out of nowhere, man. You just don't wake up one day and be that abrasive. You don't do that.
That can grow over time, though.
Not like that. That's too far. That's too far. You saying John Bass is scoring a bucket on me, punch him in the eye? That's too far. Your personality don't transform.
That's not the story.
Yeah, that is the story.
Steve Kerr Steve Kerr said he's fouling him and wouldn't stop fouling him. He said, "You foul me again."
See, that's my problem though. But fouls foul again. I mean,
but you talking about 97? But I'm saying he said make a bucket on you, like
the real whole story is that he was making buckets on Michael the other end. That's the whole real story. But y'all don't leave. That people leave out.
Don't even talk like,
you know what I mean?
He was there.
That's the whole big story. I watched this stuff when it happened. That's why.
Man, we was there too.
I was there.
I was watching TV.
You weren't understanding it. You weren't understanding it.
What are you talking about?
I saw Myron from Michael Jordan stand at 5 o'clock in the morning playing Monopoly. Still lost. Kicked the Monopoly game over.
Off and he was competitive.
That's not competitive right there, man. That's beyond competitive. You're going to lose beyond competitive.
I agree.
That's what made it was, though.
To a point.
That's what made it was.
And it was an addiction.
He was playing a horse.
It helped him.
He was playing a horse with Rip Hamilton, and they were waiting to take the bus, the Washington Wizards bus to the wherever they had to go. And Michael Jordan would not leave the gym until he came back and won in horse.
Thank you.
You serious?
But no, I'm not disagreeing with that. I'm disagreeing with the fact that, first of all, I feel Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, and Phil Jackson said it best in his book. I read this. Michael Jordan was the type that he was competitive beyond the basketball court.
Yeah.
With Kobe, after you leave the basketball court, he don't care about nothing. He don't care about video games, whatever. You know what I mean? He's not that competitive.
He's close-minded, so.
So what I'm saying is, whatever you said about Michael Jordan couldn't do such and such nowadays, you might be true. I didn't disagree with that. I'm saying LeBron couldn't do what he did.
No, I don't think he could. And I don't think he.
And that's what I'm saying. In the state,
we never do that back then.
But you can't say. Then I would say, I don't think Michael Jordan would gamble as much as he did.
Well, that's completely different.
But I'm saying, make a decision back then. If the game was different, you couldn't do that.
My argument to that is because of the amount of Twitter and the amount of social media, Michael Jordan would not allow himself to be caught in them type of situations.
This is the thing. A gambler.
That's a lie.
You're gambling.
You gotta cut a lot of stuff.
What I'm saying, a gambler is a gambler. Sometimes it's an addiction. LeBron making that decision, I think that could have been. It would have been different back then because I don't think it would have been even allowed. You know what I mean?
Can we prove it though?
No,
free agency. Free agency.
We can't prove that Kobe could beat Kyrie Irving one-on-one.
Well, that's gonna be proven one day. What I'm saying is, if you take two arguments, you have to make the argument fair. You can't say we gonna judge this person off of his actions, but we not gonna judge the other person off of his actions.
I'm saying LeBron is transcending no matter what. That's what I'm saying.
What I'm saying is, I'm not saying LeBron back then. LeBron personality, he wouldn't have been goofy. Yeah, he would have been goofy because that's part.
Exactly.
So I'm not saying it changed his personality. I'm just saying as far as the decision, making that decision, I don't see that happening.
So you said if LeBron James had lost in Cleveland 7 years in a row, had the best record in the league, he wouldn't think about leaving.
Now I think he would. I know. I'm not saying that. Like Charles Barkley in Philadelphia demanded trades, like stuff like that. Yeah, that stuff happened.
So if Dwayne Wade was calling, and it happened to be the same year Chris Bosh was a free agent too, they all was drafted together, they wouldn't all say, let's go to Miami.
I'm just saying, I don't think so. And if it's still possible, I just don't see it happening. I think that would have been like, it was more accepted now. And even though it was frowned upon, it was still more accepted. I don't even think it would have been accepted.
I think he would have lost even more respect amongst his peers.
He would have.
And that's what I'm saying. He wouldn't have had the respect. First of all, think about the chosen one. So we're saying he wouldn't have did that in high school. He wouldn't have had that tattoo, and that wouldn't have a problem in his peers coming into NBA talking about vets, where every team had vets, every team had an enforcer.
He can handle a target on his back. He can handle that, yo. Them players, they ain't better than him, so he can handle that. I don't see all right.
When the game is more physical, so he gonna would he flop? He wouldn't flop.
My point is, it wouldn't work. You only flop because you get the call. That's the reason why you flop. You know what I mean? The reason you flop is because you get the call. People flop back then, but Reggie Miller got the call. Everybody else didn't know how to do it because they didn't get their call. You can't flop unless you make the call. I don't understand you get that. You can't flop without getting the call.
It's a lot of players in the league that I actually think take advantage because they know they're gonna get the call. Like Chris Paul, like you know, I'm a Chris Paul fan.
Right.
I think he's a hard-nosed player. I think he could have played in other eras. But
I think he could have.
He flops in this era because he know he gets the call. Sometimes I watch him be like, stop. You know what I'm saying? But he getting the call, so he abuses it.
And guess what? The peers of that day don't believe LeBron James will play in that
You know why? Because they hate him. I think a lot of people look at his physical talented makeup and say, dang, you know what? Dang, yo. You know what I mean? They be jealous of that.
I think people look at the fact.
I think
people look at the fact that he's more athletic than everybody. But when you look at back then you were a better shooter. There were better shooters back then, and he's not a good shooter. So
understand this?
So he would be a bruiser. He could. You talk about Magic Johnson. Magic Johnson wasn't playing out on the perimeter like that.
What you couldn't do back then, okay?
What you mean?
What you couldn't do? Defense-wise. What you couldn't know?
Oh, you couldn't.
Illegal defense.
Right.
That keep people from triple teaming you back in the day. That's all right. That's what the whole was first 8 years. He couldn't shoot a lick.
Illegal defense.
He couldn't shoot a lick.
Illegal defense is basically you can't double team a guy who doesn't have the ball.
Right, but back in the day you couldn't stand in the paint for a three. You couldn't stand in the paint at all. Weak side, none of that stuff.
But the illegal defense that wasn't much bigger.
It is a big difference. Because now you can put 3 people on the side of the court. You can do that back then.
I'm saying, but now the zone. So
right, you can do that back then.
I just don't think he has.
The thing was the hand checking like that.
I don't think his skill set is
what?
No, wait, hold on.
What?
I don't think
his skill set is what?
I don't think his skill set at his size would allow him to do the exact same thing he does now in the game then.
He would did more. He did more.
I think he would have got more.
You know he did more?
Why would he have done more? But Michael Jordan feels like in today's game he would have did more.
Of course, Michael Jordan would have done more.
Exactly. So why would LeBron do more then?
I said he would do more. I mean, LeBron would do more back then.
So why?
Because if like I said,
you could do more than Jordan.
No, I said he would just do more than he would do now.
He would do more than Magic.
I didn't say he would do more than Jordan. You said that, but I said he would do more. He would do more than he does now.
Why?
Because that's the way defense is playing nowadays. You gotta play 1-on-1 back then. But White couldn't shoot a lick. You led the league. White could not shoot it. The first 8 years he couldn't shoot it all.
Yes, he could.
Oh my God, man. If you want the Jordan rules, Popovich got the Jordan rules from Detroit, yo. The Jordan rules, Popovich got that from Detroit.
Michael Jordan jump shot improved as years went on.
As he couldn't shoot.
He was always a better shooter than LeBron.
Oh my!
He's always had a better mid-range jumper than LeBron.
My point is again, you know. Again, my point is man-to-man defense was a lot different back then. You had to play man-to-man. So therefore, the lanes down the basket was wide the heck open. One big man in the back. So one big man in the back.
So why did Michael Jordan have 2 men meeting him at the basket all the time?
It was usually one man. His man trail, and the big man coming over.
You come over
nowadays,
it was 2 men, especially when you get a lamp.
Watch the finals. What the Spurs did? They put Duncan on the block, and they put Kyrie on him, and put another on the same side of the court. Back then, you could put 2 people on the same side of the court. It wasn't 3 people on this side on offense.
You couldn't double team.
You see what I'm saying? Right. So therefore, they do that now.
You have 3 people on one side of the court, and one of them wasn't guarding nobody.
One was always coming. You can do that nowadays.
It just now you can put 3 players on the same
side of the court.
It's only 2 players on 2 offensive.
But they didn't do that.
Yeah, you can't do that.
San Antonio play like that all the time. Indiana play like that all the time. That's how they think philosophy.
Oh my God.
Tim Duncan. The bottom line is this. Hibbert got on blocks because of that. That's their philosophy.
The bottom line is this. Defense.
That's their philosophy.
Defense.
You hear what he's saying though?
Yes, I hear what
he's saying. LeBron is being checked by Kawhi Leonard, right? Tim Duncan
is standing behind him.
Is behind him.
Yeah.
Checking who?
They was leaving him.
Leaving his man. Remember that? What's the illegal defense nowadays? Wait,
are we talking about
key in the key? So if I'm outside the key on the block, I can stand there. Am I correct?
Just can't be in the key.
Am I correct? And I stand if I'm Tim Duncan if I'm outside the key.
Yeah. Outside the key?
Yes. Because we had back in the day.
Wait. No, I wasn't finished with the imagery. You said Tim Duncan is on the same side.
Yes.
Leaving his man.
No, that's not what happened.
And there's another guy. He said
at the elbow. Right.
Not checking nobody.
That's why you think
the defense the Spurs were playing.
They was in position. They was running out to people, man.
They was on position.
What's the defense?
What the Spurs were playing, they had Kawhi Leonard playing back off of LeBron James. They had Tim Duncan as behind him just in case LeBron tries to attack the cup.
And then they had floating around. They had terrible splitter come in the middle, and then Tim Duncan played a strong side block.
It boils down to this.
You can play illegal defense nowadays. You can do that.
Defense in the Michael Jordan's era was better than the defense in this era.
It was more one-on-one though. What type of player LeBron is? Is LeBron a shooter? No, he's a one-on-one player. That's my point. He's not a one-on-one player? He's not a one-on-one player?
Michael Jordan got double-teamed as much as anybody in the NBA history.
He's not a one-on-one player?
It's funny, Jody, and the reason why I say it's funny, because LeBron really don't have like the handle, but he can blow by you.
Right.
But if he don't get the blow by you, there's really nothing else he can do but pull up.
But my
so I wouldn't necessarily say when he go to the block and he in the post, then that's a totally different story.
Take that extra defender from behind it, from over near the basket, and then he can just attack the rim. Because you can't have three people just standing there. Look how oh my God!
That's not the same thing. That's not the same thing.
Their defense is predicated on playing zone on the whole court.
Yo, their defense is predicated on sagging off.
Oh, it's playing zone. They play zone. What is y'all watching over here? Oh my God! Because y'all not seeing it. Look.
Everybody's guarding somebody.
They close out the people, man. They close out the people.
But everybody's guarding somebody.
They're trying to
It seemed like there was nobody.
Back in the day, you can tell them two people right there in the lane. You see that? Chalmers and
I was just watching that.
Oh my God! That's illegal defense. That's illegal defense.
I was just watching the Michael Jordan.
Defense.
I was just watching the Michael Jordan DVD today. And they call it illegal defense. This is what they call illegal defense on. You cannot be in the paint below the free throw line if somebody's at the tray line.
Okay.
That was illegal defense.
And he just get the elbow. You can't beat it. Like, look it up, man.
So basically, you can't.
Miami do it sometimes too. Miami do it sometimes too.
That was illegal defense.
Now you gotta be kind of in.
No, you can get away with that.
No.
Yes, you can. You can get away with that nowadays. You can just
Bottom line.
all you gotta do is stab the paint. That's all you gotta do. If you know the rules, you gotta stab the paint nowadays.
Bottom line.
Am I correct? All they call is illegal defense 3 seconds nowadays. Am I correct? That's all they call. That's all illegal defense is.
There's 3 in the key.
So what you just said, you got below the foul line,
and you got to try.
That's illegal defense. So I can't hold the rim then. That's a bonus versus off the rim if I gotta be above the foul line. That's what I understand. I do understand what you're saying.
But let me ask you this: Who did the best defense on LeBron James this whole series?
San Antonio.
No, who one-on-one? Who played the best defense out of all the defenders of San Antonio on LeBron James?
By the numbers of somebody else, but Kawhi Leonard. By the numbers. By the numbers. How many Boris Diaws
were there in the 90s?
10 minutes a game.
How many Boris Diaws were there in the
defenders that you gotta know who don't play? Okay, in the game, yo. Oh my God. The reason Boris is trying for 40 minutes, see when he gets 50 on his head.
The reason Michael Jordan would have the reason Michael Jordan would be better in this era as far as scoring wise is because you can't hand check. You can't do all that type of stuff that you could then.
You gotta shoot jumpers in this era.
And Michael Jordan's a great
so long. You gotta shoot jumpers in this era.
Michael Jordan's a great shooter. What are you talking about?
90 from the second comeback on, all he was doing was shooting jump shots.
You gotta shoot jumpers this game.
That's all he was doing. High post, this era is
not nearly as physical. The Detroit Pistons back that can't happen nowadays.
Exactly.
So
y'all see how you waiting on him?
That was illegal back then.
That's illegal. You can't do that. So therefore you get a dunk. Look, you would get a dunk instead of a freaking foul. That's what I'm saying. So now you would get a dunk.
Defense back to
no, I'm not.
Wait on who? Wait on who?
Watch. You gotta play. See how you waiting on Dwayne Wade? Where's his man?
You can't do that. You can do that. If somebody has the ball, yes you can. You can't do that.
He was waiting for him to be one by the ball.
He's waiting. You can do that if you have the ball.
Saying over.
He was waiting. You can do that. First off, a illegal defense is somebody has the ball, you can double, triple, do whatever you want to them. What are you talking about?
But you can't sit there. You have to listen.
He was sitting before and he below the foul. Like, what did the rule you said?
Yo, ladies and gentlemen, I was worried on how we was gonna get through the show because I ain't have enough stats.
Yeah.
But this debate is filling up the stats right now.
I think it can go both ways. I really think Michael Jordan probably killed his era because but
saying LeBron would have did more.
I'm hungry.
I'll put it like this. The great players, the best of the best, they're gonna be able to perform in any era, in my opinion. But to say LeBron James would have done more in that era, explain how. Defense is more physical. The game is more physical.
But it was played
I love LeBron James' game, but you're having problems getting past Boris Diaw. What you gonna do with guys putting their hands on you?
He was playing 6 minutes a game against him. Who cares?
But you didn't listen to the end of his question.
Who cares?
When people put hands on you.
They're allowed to do that. They're allowed to do that.
When you care.
You care.
Yo, you gotta think about it now. When LeBron James is blowing by you, you're not allowed to put no hands on him. Now think about back then when he's going to blow by you, and you can kind of gauge him. You could push him with your arm.
And back then you also could grab the hand and grab it off him too. So it was like this.
Oh, it's like, come on, the defense back then was tougher. That's
the only player I couldn't move his hand. So imagine he's on the court going like this every single time.
Well, no. But my point, I agree with you, Jody. You're not saying the same thing I'm saying though. I'm saying when he's darting to the hole one-on-one. When you go into the hole on one-on-one, you're not thinking too much. Oh, he about to put his hand on me. I'ma swipe it. You're not thinking that far ahead. When you hand shake to the hole to do that. You can hand. Mike did it. So defense nowadays are.
What are you talking about? That's not what I'm saying. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is it's more for his game. Because he's a one-on-one player and ain't nobody in the back hanging up all day. Right? LeBron.
So who's the better one-on-one player, LeBron or Mike?
Mike is a definitely better one-on-one player.
Kobe or LeBron?
That can be debated. You know why it can be debated? I'm a Kobe fan like you, but it's all about efficiency.
Kobe Bryant is the best one-on-one player ever to play the game.
He's up there. I can tell you, it's all said and done, yo. LeBron would be the best one-on-one player to ever play the game.
I don't know about one-on-one. I think Michael Jordan is the best one-on-one player. I think Kobe.
Like I said,
because Kobe got range.
Okay,
number one. Number two, Kobe's got every move Jordan has and some.
But just not
some of them. He's my boy, but he ain't that efficient. So that takes you down a lot. It does
efficiency.
I think it does matter.
Efficiency. Okay, so if we say, yo, I beat him one-on-one and I had more moves, but it took me more shots. That's one-on-one player. No, I can't say efficiency.
Yes, I can, because I'm saying Mike will take the better and smarter shots more often than Kobe is. That's one-on-one.
But Kobe has the more of an arsenal.
He got better three-point handle. He got 3 points
in one-on-one. So that to me, he's a better one-on-one player.
But I think Mike will take the better shots. If they play one-on-one,
that's a smarter one-on-one player.
So I'm saying they go. Whoever matters. I think whoever
you do 2 things that I do 4, I'm still better than you.
I feel like this. I think whoever's
so in that case, LeBron James is the best player ever.
No, what I'm saying
is nobody can do as many things as he can do.
No, what I'm saying is I agree with
as good as he can.
What I'm saying is the same thing Ron Artest said. When they asked him who's the hardest player to guard one-on-one, he said Michael Jordan.
No, he ain't said that.
Yes, that is what he said.
No, he did.
Yeah, that is exactly what he said.
Bonte Ellis.
Did he for real?
No,
he said Bonte Ellis. He said Bonte Ellis.
What I saw recently.
When he said that, I was like,
let me rephrase it. Recently, they asked him. He was on one of them shows.
Yeah, LA.
They asked him about Kobe, LeBron, and Jordan. He said, who's the hardest to guard? He's like, Michael Jordan. He's like, he's the toughest person to ever guard one-on-one. He said LeBron's difficult because he'll make the pass as well.
Right.
But I
agree with that. Michael shoot 8 times in a row.
But if he asked him,
I agree with that. Michael shoot 8 times in a row.
Tougher to guard?
He said Michael Jordan.
LeBron James, Michael Jordan, or Shaquille O'Neal? He's gonna say Shaquille O'Neal. Shaquille O'Neal got more moves. He's just better in the post. So to say, yes, it is because Michael Jordan is better.
But I'm saying he's checking Kobe, Mike, and LeBron. He checks them guys one-on-one.
Right.
So that's not.
But at the end of the day, Michael Jordan is better than me.
But I'm saying he's saying checking them. He's saying guarding them one-on-one. Who's the toughest one to guard? He said Michael Jordan.
Right. I agree.
I agree too.
That's one-on-one.
But to me, that don't make Michael Jordan the best one-on-one player, though.
Well, I think he's the best one-on-one player.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's why I think Michael Jordan is better than anybody. But the best, you're talking about arsenal, I think Kobe got more of an arsenal there.
Anyways, guys.
I think you might as well throw another one there. He got just as much as bad an arsenal as anyone. He can put you in a post, he can shoot the jumper. You got the dribble.
Then old heads, and super old heads to say Iceman. So, because he was unstoppable.
Nah,
but he's stronger. So it's like,
that's where I get.
That's to each his own right there.
Too, though. It's like people say, oh well, we more physical. How many of those players back then are really physically stronger than?
They don't have to be physically. That's the thing. They don't have to be physically stronger than LeBron if he's gonna be out on the perimeter and he allowed to hand check.
Honestly, I'm gonna tell you like this. Y'all see when Mike dunked on PE? Patrick Ewing? Yeah. Imagine LeBron going up like that.
See, it's always imagine that,
son.
Come on,
Imagine that.
But Jordan had more ups than Bron.
But Bron was bigger close to the rim. Trust me. Imagine that.
So LeBron dunk on nobody now. Exactly. So
that's his short. That's his short. How come you think you do it? I'm saying you don't dunk on. I'm not saying that, but
he don't dunk on.
He don't make his business.
Not really.
He don't make his business.
Dunk on little bro.
You said imagine what Mike did to Patrick Ewing. Imagine LeBron doing it. Why didn't LeBron just do it to Tim Duncan then?
Right.
You could have did
that. He got Tim Duncan like in 2007. He did. That Liberty. He did, but I'm saying one-on-one over his face. He got him way back there. He got him. He marked already. I think he's on the list. Sorry. He's on the list.
I think when LeBron, they do too much of like trying to say he physically can't compete in anything.
I'm not saying I didn't say that.
I think mentally, like will LeBron, like this, like for instance, LeBron doesn't dunk on nobody now. Mentally, you think he would dunk on the Detroit Pistons back in the Pistons?
Yes.
Why? He won't dunk that way. He won't do it now.
Jody, I think you're holding on to your case because that doesn't make sense.
It does make sense.
He's not gonna dunk on Tim Duncan now.
You try to tell me if I got to make destiny all day, I ain't gonna figure roll sometimes. Yeah, anybody does that sometimes.
Joe, we trying to get this man to shoot a jump shot.
So what?
Taking it hard to the basket against the bad boy Detroit Pistons, I just think.
I'm not saying LeBron hasn't dunked on people, but you're making like you just said like imagine him back then. What's the difference in him dunking?
The lanes are wide. The lanes are more wide open, man. The driving lanes are more wide open. Dominique Wilkins did that shoot
back then.
Exactly. That's my point. That's my point.
He banging on
Dominique Wilkins.
Brooklyn, what's his name?
Dominique Wilkins couldn't shoot, right?
This year.
Dominique Wilkins couldn't shoot like most players, right? How do you get his basketball all the time? Y'all think for a minute. The driving lane is wide open because they play defense.
Driving and pushing.
Yeah, man.
What time is he saying? So LeBron James can't be that good of a one-on-one player.
That's not what his defense you had to play. That's not
a one-on-one game. That's not what he was not going to do. That's not.
I think LeBron James' biggest attribute.
I didn't say he couldn't play that. I never said that.
He said he would do more.
He said he would do more. I said how?
That's one-on-one and open lanes.
You look at it now. Michael Jordan's LeBron James is his MO. The thing about him is him being a team player. It's not about him being a scorer. But like he's a great scorer though. He is a great scorer, but he's a better passer, and he's a better team player. The thing that puts him better defender. Right, but that's what I'm saying.
You trying to compare him to Mike right now? Because you're looking at
we doing everything.
I'm saying, you talking about who's better out of Mike?
I was saying the air.
But I'm trying to figure. So, am I hearing that this era is better?
No, I don't.
Are you saying it's tougher to play in? Are you saying
Michael Jordan today, but LeBron could be LeBron.
I didn't say basketball. I said all the quarterback. See, they did that. But that's what I said. What did I say?
No, I know. But what I'm saying is, I felt like LeBron would not be as impact of a player on the court back then than he is here.
I think.
For what reason though?
That's what I'm saying.
I want to know what reason.
A lot of kids, just like was this Tracy McGrady said. It's a lot of boys nowadays, man, compared to grown men. Like grown men, they come at his physical ability. I'm talking about his mentality.
It's a lot of boys back there, right? You know what Tracy McGrady got to say? That was homeless for the show. You know what Tracy McGrady got to say? It's a lot of men gonna be on LeBron team too back then too. He even playing with boys on his team too. Oakley might be on his team. What happened to Oakley on his team then? How you gonna poke him if Oakley on his team? That's got y'all throwing dynamics out the window.
His team and you the bad boy Pistons. You don't care nothing about no.
Yes, you do. They had to worry about that. You had to worry about Oakland.
But they still beat
I mean, he was playing with Chicago when he was playing golf.
He the one holding it down.
And the Pistons didn't care nothing about no Michael Jordan, and they beat the Bulls.
But eventually, as they got better, more talented,
He was gone, though. He was gone by the time
he got gone. But my point is, it's gonna be a first-round LeBron team too. It's not. You're not gonna be without the same people.
I'm talking about him. The enforcer cannot stop them from keying in on him on defense. There's only so many picks you can set as one man. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just saying mentally.
I think like I always say, the best of the best could play in any era. Now I don't know about the 50s. I ain't gonna say that far back, but from the 70s, 80s, 90s, the best of the best, they're gonna be good in any era. When Dennis Rodman said LeBron couldn't play back then, I disagree.
I think some of them 70 played it.
I think he could play.
It depends.
I don't think he would be. I don't think he would be the best player in the world.
I don't think he would because Michael Jordan.
Yeah, he would be top 3 easy. I don't see how y'all don't see that.
I don't think he would be better than Magic.
Okay.
I don't think he would be better than Mike.
Okay.
He might make 3 depending on Bird, because I'm biased against Bird, because I don't think Bird was on
against him either. I just don't think Bird can physically compete.
I'm not impressed with Larry Bird. Are you impressed with Larry Bird, Jody?
Yeah, I'm very impressed. He got a lot of rebounds in them key playoff games. He got a lot of rebounds a lot. He have a triple doubles too here, and then they need him. He's money. It's clutch.
The thing is, the reason Larry Bird
is better than LeBron. That's what I'm saying. LeBron probably would be top 3 to me.
That's a skill-wise, though.
The reason people overlook Larry Bird, I'm not just going to say because he's white, but because his athleticism. You just compared him to Page. Page couldn't pass like that. Page couldn't pass like that. I think he'd be like Page couldn't rebound like that. So
Page wasn't feared like that.
He had fear right now.
He'll be a great player.
He shoot outside all day. He's a fear factor.
He was 20.
If you got somebody like a LeBron,
he was 22
and 5. Because guess what? He was a dead-eye shooter, but Dirk shoots better than him.
But Dirk ain't more clutch than him. That's the key about Larry Bird.
Okay.
Larry Bird, because of course, I'm 1 for 18 today. They're running the play for me. It is going in.
Okay,
it's going to go in. That's what he do.
This is something you just mentioned. Dirk.
It's real.
Dirk shot better than him, but they were both great shooters, right?
Right.
He's a better rebounder than Dirk, and by far a better passer. So imagine Dirk with getting 10, 11 boards and passing. We'll be like, he's
the best player in the game.
One of the best players.
But y'all would sit up here and say that if LeBron was in that era, he would be better than Bird.
Do I think so?
I think so.
He done proven himself. Yes, he done proven himself.
LeBron would be better than Bird.
I think so.
Okay then, so that's what I'm saying. Like I would take
LeBron is a transcendent player, man.
Depending on how far we going back, because we got Kareem. That's the only person I would throw in.
So in the 90s, where would he be? I would have him behind Mike.
All right. What 90s?
The start of the 90s.
We're assuming that his team is going to be. You know what? No, I'm going to be assuming that his team is going to be the Cleveland Cavaliers.
Honestly, what I'm assuming is his team is exactly who he decided the decision with. I'm taking the Miami Heat when they first came together, when they was assumed to be the best team or the best 3 back then.
I'm just going by players. If you ask me,
I didn't say his team is transcendent. I said he is transcendent. So Chris Brown, I ain't teleporting. I'm not teleporting Chris Brown's last 3 years. Chris Brown ain't going back in time for me. You serious?
I'm just saying. If you gonna take Jordan here now, I'm gonna take one of Jordan's team. I'm not gonna take Jordan and put him in the bottom.
You give me Jordan, and then or whatever I'm putting Jordan in front of LeBron, and and depending on what era.
That's Kasim banging, yeah.
Depending on what era, like in the 90s, who else would be in front of him besides Mike? I'm trying to think. Shaq is debatable.
Shaq to me in the 90s.
Okay, well.
You don't think so? He ain't better than Shaq in the 90s.
He dominated Shaq in the
96. It's my 96.
We're talking about player, man. We ain't talking about. Shaq commercial, Shaq all that. He wasn't even the best center then. He wasn't even top. He wouldn't. I think he was about the 3rd best center.
What? King?
Shaq back then.
We talking about Hakeem was better than Shaq.
Oh yeah, for sure. Shaq.
No.
Shaq, man. He been 3rd, 4th best center.
Shaq was the 2nd best. I love Patrick, but
okay, I can feel that. But
David Robinson, he wasn't better than him either.
He hated David Robinson because the thing that happened to him when he was a kid.
So I would say Hakeem, then Shaq. What happened?
Shaq he went to high school in San Antonio. You guys see what I'm saying? So after a game or a clinic or I don't know what it was, he tried to get Davis' autograph. He was like 17, can you understand? 17. So he's old enough to understand a little bit. I think David Robinson played to the left.
Shoot him up.
Now you got this kid who's 6'11" in San Antonio. You read about him in the papers, there's nothing but you and him in the whole city. You reading about him, you can't tell me you know who he was. Yeah. That's how Shaq felt like, yo, he knew who I was.
That's why he gave him that 7.
Every time he played against a dude, you always see me dunking. He got 8 dunks on him too.
So we taking Jordan first. We gonna say Hakeem second.
I would put
Hakeem second.
Over LeBron?
Yeah.
To Jordan.
Well, he's a freaking player. We got LeBron there. I still got Hakeem over LeBron. Because Hakeem, he got steals, he got blocked. I mean, defensively, he better.
So my question is, y'all ranking LeBron 3, right? All these players saying LeBron couldn't play back then.
That's my point.
You see what I'm saying? I'm not disagreeing with y'all.
That's jealous, man.
Because I think the reasoning is because honestly, and y'all gonna say he can't shoot.
You know what I'm saying?
That's what I think it is.
You know what I'm gonna say? Dominique wasn't a great shooter. I think LeBron's a better. He is.
Yeah, way better than Dominique.
But he's not a better athlete, I don't think, than Dominique.
But he might be the best athlete of all time.
Is LeBron better player?
He can buy speed.
I'm talking about basketball athlete. Of course, LeBron is a better all-around athlete. I'm talking about a basketball athlete.
He can jump.
I'm saying. I'm not saying LeBron can jump higher than anybody. LeBron's faster, stronger.
My point, if he can get to the rack, why do you think LeBron get in the rack in the day?
Because he don't got the same mentality as Dominique.
And this is what I was gonna get tomorrow.
Meanwhile, the box score he still got 30.
Jody, but mentality. He can be smarter than Dominique, but not as far as like ruthlessness and
let me get to my point why Marv said I think a lot of players say that because the players back then think LeBron's mentally soft.
Yeah, that's
I think he's starting to. I think if he keeps winning, he's gonna start changing some of their opinions. But I think that's where it comes from. Like think about what Dennis Rodman said.
That's right.
They were down in the series, and he's watching the series, but this guy couldn't play out here.
Hey,
you know what? So,
but my answer to that is, and that's exactly right there, don't guys see. My answer to that is though, take all them stars trying to play with his Cleveland team and make it to the finals. A lot of them wouldn't have made it. A lot of them wouldn't have made it to the dang finals or the Eastern Conference.
The thing is, and what it kind of looks like is that LeBron James and the Miami Heat don't come to play until they lose. That's what it looked like in the playoffs. And I think to a back then type squad, they say, yo, we didn't have that advantage. We had to come with it.
But you know what? Even I think as we forget what happened in the series in 1993. A lot of these teams won 7 games and they'll be up 2-1 and then just let the next game don't show up, then show up. So a lot of it, what the Heat did, it happened a lot throughout history. We just don't remember it because it's been so long ago.
And that has a lot to do with, you know how your grandfather or your old uncles be like, yo, back in the day we used to do it. And you know the real story is probably like 20% of whatever legend they ever said.
I want to make sure. How come the Celtics win 7? What you're saying is true. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So if I think about Miami, I really think when you talk about great team, if they become a great team, I think they need to win one more chip and this other third chip together to become a great team, so to speak. And to put them in that category to me is kind of because their team is very flawed. Like they gotta be like, if they become a great team, and I need another third chip to do that. To me, they're gonna be one of the most flawed great teams ever. I don't know because LeBron carried a lot of them up. You know, like Chris Bosh is not. I mean,
you never know who's gonna show up. After LeBron, you don't know what's going to happen.
Dwayne Wade been injured, albeit. You know what I mean? Yeah. He played with a lot of stuff that was going wrong, man.
This is the thing. That is true, but at the same time, the way I look at it, like I said, y'all know who my favorite
player is. Let me pause. You heard about Doc Rivers?
What?
I knew you didn't know. No. He officially is the Clippers coach.
I'm very excited about that.
Davis done Chris Paul again.
Good to see Doc with CP3.
I didn't mean to cut you off. No, it's gonna lead to my question in a minute. But
what I was saying about the Heat, and I agree with you because LeBron, what people fail to realize, LeBron had to be the best scorer, the best rebounder, the best the one that facilitates, and the best defender. So he did have a lot. But at the same time, when they were down in that series 3-2, I was like, I don't care. You went to Miami with Wade and Bosh. I don't care about your team being flawed. Get it done. It's that simple.
Remember I told you when you wake up
And he got his done.
you down 3-2. That's a clutch moment. The moment you wake up.
Yeah.
When you lost Game 5, you already know. Game 6 is a clutch.
But like I was telling them before you came up here, if Ray Allen, if Game 7, Dwayne Wade would have showed up and took over that game and pretty much been the hero from that game, and LeBron didn't do the 37, 4 and 12 like he did, and they still won, I would have came into there and smashed LeBron.
I don't think you could.
And the reason why was because Ray Allen saved his life Game 6.
And Ray Allen did say, but you know what? That's what happens. If you think about it, Robert Horry saved Shaq and Kobe. You know, with that trade
In the finals?
against the Kings, they wouldn't have got to the finals. I'm saying he wouldn't.
I'm talking about finals.
They wouldn't have got
I'm talking about the finals.
They wouldn't have got to the finals.
But,
That's what I'm saying.
but what I'm saying is, when you look at the greats, they're not getting saved in the finals.
Kobe got saved. Kobe got saved, man. Like on our chest. That trade he hit.
Everybody got saved, man. Everybody got saved. Now, big 3-pointers, man. Everybody got saved, man.
Now, to the point of the game being over, if Ron Artest missed that, probably not. But they still got a chance. Ray Allen, if he missed that, it's over. But LeBron, in that fourth quarter, scored 18 points in that fourth quarter overtime. So he played his part too. You always need somebody to step up. So Ray did save him, but he played a big part in that. So I mean,
saved his life. All them turnovers.
he had 2 turnovers, and one was a bad shot. It wasn't really a turnover. It was a bad. How did he crumble?
He was. I say he was crumbling.
How he?
From 2 turnovers.
He hit the trade.
Nah, he tricked it off. He got fouled one time, but he tricked it off. He did trick it off.
Yeah.
He said it himself, like, yo, that man.
Yeah, because if they would have lost,
he over.
And he
He
ripped
tricked
it
it
off.
off.
But what I'm saying is, like everybody said, he missed the one trade. They got the rebound. He made the trade.
Right.
Nobody's gonna. It don't matter. It's LeBron. Oh well, he made that trade. So what?
He's not bigger than that.
Like Jay Marvin saying, "Oh, that don't count. That was desperation. He had to shoot it, but he made it."
And they won the game.
That was different.
My thing was
LeBron like passing.
I think it was a lot of that win was what San Antonio did not do right.
They played it.
You know what I mean? I think that had a lot to do with it, but I can't take away that 3 he hit. You know what I mean? I can't take away him coming through in the fourth quarter. I'm just saying Ray Allen saved his butt.
And I give you that. But the thing I'm saying is,
Man, this one good.
what happened? Like with LeBron, like when I was arguing with well, we wasn't really we was debating me and Marvin Kinney a week ago. When I said LeBron steps up 2 weeks ago, LeBron steps up like he's clutch now. Like we went.
I said that earlier.
He's clutch.
He's officially now clutch. He's officially now clutch from Game 7 on. Anything behind that, I don't care what you talk about. I don't care what stats you throw in my face. I don't care nothing about none of them. But he's now clutch.
Well, what I was looking at was against Indiana last year, down 2-1, must win. 40-18-9 against Boston, down 3-2 in Boston, 45-15-5.
Against those physical teams.
Then this year,
I've been pretty physical.
Then in the finals, you're down 1-0. You lose that game to the Thunder, go down 2-0, you'll be in trouble.
Rocky Mills a pretty physical player, guys. This is what y'all know. He bigger a lot of people back in the day.
So he steps up to the big moments, and for LeBron fans, for mostly LeBron fans, Game 7 played out how they wanted to. It needed to be played out. Because if they would have blew him out, it would be like, okay, well, they blew him out. We didn't see LeBron under pressure.
Right.
He had to make the shot to seal the game, and he did it. So,
He did it.
I mean,
And my thing with the mental toughness thing, I think a lot of players like Barkley, and a little better man LeBron, because of his path, man. Like he, you know what I mean? Who would say Barkley got mentally tough? Well, could he play nasty?
He was.
Could he play nasty? Could he play nasty though?
But he actually one that gives LeBron the credit.
A lot of times you play him down, but not giving it
Barkley
himself.
was a victim of Michael Jordan.
Yeah, exactly. That's my point.
I think he was mentally tough. He came with it. He had, man.
Now, watch his finals. Watch his finals. 20 years. Every game, like he came to bring it every game. So that's probably why Barkley gets upset at LeBron, because he called LeBron, he's the best player in the world all the time. But he just brought the games where LeBron was like, Barkley probably like, man, kill these guys.
And that's what I'm saying. To my point is, I don't think nobody love to get mad at LeBron, but Michael, Magic, and a select few, Barkley in that category.
Why not?
Because he's not that great as LeBron. And some of these dudes who try to nitpick his game to the point to say he's not making himself, but then name the other 7 things he's great and better than you.
No, but
you know what I mean? Like they go too far with it. They go with. And a lot of times, to me, and I'm looking back at LeBron, a little history here. A lot of times, man, with LeBron is that He trusts his teammates too much occasionally. He might give him a shot with 2:32 on the clock. That shooter got a wide open shot. Jordan would take the shot. You can say I ain't passing to him unless it's John Paxson.
Right.
LeBron the best at whoever's hot that game was over. That's where the knock on LeBron comes. He's too much of a team player. That's it.
But I don't think that should be
sometimes it's a good fault. It's not to me, but sometimes it's to a fault. Sometimes it's cost him games and big games.
It cost him. You know what I mean? To me, it cost him way more.
To me, it cost him the first championship. It cost him way more. It cost him his Dallas championship.
No. Think about that Dallas series. He just was. I don't think he was trusting his teammates too much. I just don't think whatever it was him. It was something.
They say that on day rest.
I don't know what it was. It was just him. Like he wasn't.
But he didn't break down to that moment. That's what I'm saying. And the person to do was guarding him. Now, but they played tricky defense too, like I said. Because who was guarding that game, yeah?
Jason Kidd and them.
And Billy. Really, this is my point.
That's why I said
this is my point. This is why certain guys who were very great back in the day survived a lot more, like the Jason Kidds. The Grant Hill was a good shoot because it was a more one-on-one game. That's my point. But anyways, this Grant Hill couldn't shoot either. But anyways, they get some quarterbacks either. Anyways, I'm trying. Jason Kidd either. He was a star in that same era.
Yeah, he was a boy that got people.
Because
Rondo can't shoot, and he's a star. He's not. He can't shoot better than Jason Kidd.
He's a budding star. That's one out of because you got to play different nowadays. I'm telling you, you got to shoot jumpers nowadays to be mostly effective. You really do.
I don't know.
Really do. That's one player. That's one exception. Jason had to switch up to play in this era.
He got older. He got older.
He had to switch up to play.
He got older. He still would be effective.
He couldn't still play.
He could have kept his way down.
If Jason Kidd put it like this,
he made a conscious choice to say I'm gonna work. I'm going to stay in the game.
Him switching up his game is the difference, like between him and Steve Nash. Now, Steve Nash is still trying to play like he played his whole career, and it's not transcending as well.
So you mean to tell me Jason Kidd in his prime, how he was, couldn't play in his era?
He could play in his era.
Even though he couldn't shoot.
He could play in his era. But my point is, it was more one-on-one back then. Is my whole point. I'm not talking about Jason Kidd can play in his era. He can dominate in his era. But it was more one-on-one back then. So that gives you an open lens of Jason Kidd all day. All day, getting buckets, couldn't make a jump shot 10 feet.
So I was gonna give out. I was gonna give out awards in this segment, but we kind of messed it up. But it was good debate, healthy debate. I am gonna give out one award though.
Okay.
The Too Much Pressure Award goes to Danny Green.
Yes.
Oh my God.
From Carolina. I'm like, he was like a Finals MVP, and then he just.
Danny Green went 1 for 7 in Game 6, and then 1 for 12 in Game 7. He set the record for threes in the finals with 27, but between Game 6 and 7, went 2 for, I can't even count that, 2 for 19.
You know what it was? Danny Green made the trades to break the NBA Finals record. Ray Allen made the trade to break the Spurs back. Pause.
Mm-hmm.
And the funny thing about it, I was talking to my friend, and I was like, the way Danny Green,
you got friends?
Yeah, a couple. The way Danny Green is shooting, I was like, Ray Allen should take it personal because you're known as the best three-point shooter of all time, and this guy's just lighting up the series. And I think Ray Allen did take it personal.
He did.
Game 6. Not only did he hit that trade, he shut down. He's the one that started shutting down Danny Green. Because Wade and everybody else would wander off from him and give him open looks. Ray Allen stuck to him, and that changed the series.
Shooter knows.
Yeah.
I think that was I think it was a more victim shooter. I think it was more of a victim. Miami was a victim of when somebody hit one. Okay, he hit one. Okay, hit 2. He's not gonna keep this up. So, but we gotta focus on Duncan and Parker. We gotta focus on Ginobili. All right, hit another. All right, whatever. When Miami really decided to lock down on that dude, he got no good looks. Yeah. No good looks. Like at all. I mean, and I think he got 1 or 2, and them was the 2 he made.
Yeah, he put LeBron on him. So they put Ray Allen on him. They did both.
They came and they started to get him out. No, it was Dwayne Wade and LeBron on the shooters. Yeah, that's they announced at the beginning of the game. When Gary Hill came in, Dwayne Wade went to him. So LeBron and LeBron and Wade was guarding Gary Hill and Green. Okay. And I think so at that point, I don't understand. He didn't fall into the pressure. Well, he didn't hit no pressure. Where he fall into the pressure?
But I said from the beginning
after that. LeBron said it might be more open threes.
I said from the beginning, LeBron James should have been checking Danny Green. I said that in the beginning, and the reason why I said that is because it's something I use when I play a gas skill. I check somebody that ain't gonna try to score, so I can use all my energy on offense. And I felt like LeBron would have been more effective if he was checking somebody that was just a spot up shooter that he could help defense on. Yeah, then he could help a little bit. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, he would have more energy on offense.
You're trying to tell me your game plan going into the championship is around Danny Green. That's what you're telling me. It's interesting.
No. I'm saying you can relax on Danny Green, especially starting off. That's why when I always say LeBron need to be aggressive in the beginning, he could be aggressive in the beginning because he's not checking Tony Parker, he's not checking Ginobili or Duncan or anything like that. He's just focused really on offense, checking a spot up defender, making sure shooter, making sure he ain't getting no shots off. Then when the game progresses, getting the third quarter, maybe you in trouble. Then you got to switch off to a Tony Parker. That's fine.
But you see,
I don't like that. That's part of his game. That's part of his game.
That shows you how important LeBron is offensively. Period. They needed him to check the best player and still.
But he was on Kawhi from.
Really, Kawhi was killing them boys, so he needed to be on Kawhi. Kawhi had him a little bit. Kawhi went out the first 2 games, and then another game later on in the series.
Kawhi was consistent.
Game 6.
He was consistent all series.
You get what you got of him. Not a rebounds from that position. Great defense.
People gotta stop this phenom talk, though. He's not a phenom.
I know.
People gotta stop that.
Well, you know what happens? People get caught up in the moment. Like early on in the series, people was like Danny Green. Watch, he gonna be. No, these guys. They're good for what they do. Now, not saying Kawhi won't get better, but I don't see him being the best player on your team. And your team
this is nothing that's about with social media and stuff like that. You got some people who don't know the game talking about the game. So they see somebody go, look at them numbers. They didn't even have one to watch the game. Oh, 3, 6-3, Danny Green. They want Danny Green jerseys now.
He the next round.
That's what the game is about, man. And that's the problem. You get some people on them social medias amping up people who don't exist, but therefore all the people who don't exist become too famous too early. It's just ridiculous, man, because he's a nice, solid young player who plays good off the great players. That's where he's at right now.
Johnny told
2 years from now, he may be better than that.
Yeah, he might be, but I was in high school. I was in 11th grade. Johnny told me specifically about Danny Green. He knew Danny Green, Ty Lawson, all them coming to North Carolina. He going to North Carolina. He's like, yo, Danny is a dude named Danny Green. Y'all getting. This dude can shoot like a mug. He said, at best, though, he's going to be a good role player in the league. That's it. You can see, he saw this from high school. Yeah. You can see it from, like, really what players are going to pan out to be. Like, look, he's going to be a jump shooter, good role player. That's it. He's like, put him on a championship team, type caliber team. He's going to look great. Put him on one of them. Again, early in his career, he was on some scrubs. I didn't know he was on Cleveland.
All he did was dance.
Cut. He's
best friends with LeBron.
He was dancing.
So
he's like, put him on a championship team. He look great. Put him on one of them scrubs. He get cut.
And that's a lot of people.
Exactly what he told me. Before he even got to college, Johnny was telling me this. Out of high school.
Let me ask y'all a question though. Now that the finals is over, what do you think San Antonio should have did differently?
Of course, in hindsight,
get rid of Manu.
Tony Parker should have been in the game a little bit more. But Game 6, I don't mind. It was Game 7 where I mind. Because down on offense, he wasn't in the game. Yeah, he was 4 for 12, granted by then, but what he could have done is attracted the defense by penetrating and got to somebody for an open bucket. Instead, you got out of control Ginobili trying to make a play. He ain't been to play all year this year. You know what I mean? So that was my only really moment of applaud. I mean, these are things he's done in the past to win chips. So you got to take the good with the bad sometimes. But that was the one moment in Game 7 where TP should have been in the game to control the offense. Because he always don't have to score. He can set the offense too. Yeah, he can set it up. He's good to continue the ball in his spots, then relocating and cutting, and TP find him off the cut for layups. So I don't understand what Pop was. I know what he was thinking to a degree because of what he does, but at the same time, he took it too far in this game. It cost him the series. It cost him the stretch run.
I think Pop's name and his legacy and so forth is going to help. Just throw this under the rug, but I think he was horrible the last 2 games.
Not intelligent trash talk.
Just horrible. Game 6, like I still don't understand why he took Duncan out defensively. That game is over. Bosh got the rebound twice. And like after the first one, there was a timeout. Things happened, and you did it again. Like
I could see if the series wasn't, about to be over.
Like, it's over.
I can see what he was thinking, but Tim Duncan in key moments, especially when the game on the line, he's gonna close out the Chris Bosh late. He's gonna get there.
No, it was a rebound.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He took him out because they were spreading the court around.
Still,
but that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But still, TD still can close that late. Like,
so who was on? So who was on? Who was checking Bosh?
Somebody's was it Danny Green? Who was it? Was it DL? It was D. No, it might be whoever it was. Got DL was on LeBron, right? Down the stretch.
I don't even remember who was.
I think Danny Green would have been in the game.
Because they put anybody on anybody, man.
But why?
Why could have been on Bosh? Why could have been on Bosh?
Like I didn't understand. Like Pop and game 7. Oh, okay, here it is. We're watching it right now. This is overtime.
This is overtime.
Another thing I didn't understand was Pop, one of the greatest coaches of all time, he didn't adjust once LeBron and Wade started hitting their jumpers.
Yeah.
Game 7, he just kept, especially LeBron, he just kept leaving them open. Like, that's horrible, Pop.
Am I the only one who felt like once Manu wasn't pulling his weight? I think in game 5 was it?
Yeah.
That he should have
Game 5 was the big game, right?
Yeah.
That was the big.
It was Dial. That he should have went to Tracy McGrady as a facilitator a little bit more.
Nah, he can't play after the speed.
Oh, you know,
it's too fast for him.
Another thing that came back to bite Pop, Steven Jackson couldn't help. Because Mono looked like crap. Gary Neal, once some trades wasn't falling, he couldn't do nothing. Maybe Steven Jackson had a point. Like, I'm not about to say these guys are better. I'm practicing these guys every day, and I don't. If they would asked him was Tony Parker better than I bet he would have said he was.
Yeah.
At this point, so he wasn't willing to say Manu and Gary Neal for a reason.
And the numbers don't lie. When you look at the numbers of Steven Jackson and even the Manu Ginobili, they are comparable.
Yeah,
like, Manu is just ain't just even though we probably all would say Manu was better.
Yeah, in his heyday, I would say he was.
He coached Buckets all his career, so you gotta give him that. He was a clutch player. You gotta give him that. You gotta give Manu that.
Yeah, I just want to go over a couple numbers from Game 7 when LeBron scored 37 points. That was tied for the most ever player ever scored in a Game 7 of the finals to win the game, which was crazy. Like,
he has the highest average too in Game 7 too.
And it was the most. It was the most points since 1969. Jerry West scored 42 in the finals. Like, since 1969, that was the most ever.
You know, I don't count that.
It's crazy.
Go ahead and say Brown most in history.
Only MJ and Russell have MVPs and chips in consecutive years, so that's something to note. And on to this comparison.
Shaq she got bootied on that one MVP.
On Facebook, they was having the at 28 years old debate, and I talked about that earlier. That I felt like it was biased.
It is.
And I was gonna talk about it later in the show. At the 28-year-old, mark, LeBron James had 4 MVPs. Oh no! I'm sorry. I'm wrong. What was the numbers on that?
It was 28.
It was 28.
At 28, LeBron had 1 more MVP, right?
He had 4 to Jordan 2, I think. And 2 rings to Jordan 1, right?
Right. Yeah. So my thing was, and I said, this is why it's biased. And for anybody that's listening, when in any other room, and the one that's more tangible to everybody should be work. So if we go to our job and we gonna compare, you don't compare somebody. Oh, he's 54 and he's 28. So we gonna compare their worth. No, you compare how long they've been with the company. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So regardless, whoever has the most experience in that field is the most experienced, or you go based off of their whatever. So to me, it's more fair to go 10 years in. Exactly. If LeBron James is 10 years in, MJ 10 years in, and 10 years in is not even bad. It's close though. It is close. And 10 years in, LeBron James 28, MJ was 32. MJ went to school, so you know what I mean. So, but MVPs, LeBron has 4, MJ had 3. So it's not biased. Like I'm trying to say. I'm trying to make a case. That's honestly
it's more legit.
And they should use that one.
Finals MVP. LBJ got 2. Mike got 3 titles. LBJ got 2, and he got 3. Now next year, LeBron wins the championship. it's like, you know what I'm saying? It's still close. You know what I mean?
People should use that list anyhow. How you had it 10 years in,
right?
But it was made by a LeBron fan who just wanted to be completely. But that's biased because you're going by Jordan at 28 was only what 6.
You're going by something you know already.
Yeah, you tailor your stats to make a player look better.
Kenny,
you're being biased. If you say like I'm using 10 years, that's an even player field to me.
Right.
I don't care if a player was sitting his first 3 years. I don't care.
And even if you took the 28 at 28, and I told this person, I said, why didn't you mention the fact that Michael Jordan has a national championship in college? Like, why didn't you mention that then? That's something.
Right.
I think they lost one.
They lost one and you won one of them. So why wouldn't you mention that? Because that's a championship that LeBron don't got.
I just feel as though
they want to tailor.
I just feel as a I don't like when people put stats like that because go find 10 years pro. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And then, okay, LeBron had more MVPs. You want to make an argument he was better? Okay, make your argument. But don't put it 28-20. Come on, that's corny.
I told you, they tailor their little points to make that player look better. That's bias. That is the definition of being biased.
That's a Johnny George. Who calls it Johnny George? He's going to Johnny George. That's what he's going to be putting definitely in Johnny George.
That slick shot he took. He's like, LeBron pulls into 500 for championships. Yeah. I'm like, he has a better record of championship than Durant right now. So, I mean,
and Westbrook put together.
That's a bias. That's a good prime example.
The sad thing about them is they real good, man. They is not going to win a chip like that.
I don't think
they might not go back. They may not go back after what people saw this year. As far as the other teams getting some confidence, it's gonna be tough for Oklahoma.
I think it depends on what LA does.
It's gonna be tough.
LA always matters as long as Kobe's there. Now, I was talking about the Lakers, but the Clippers is
LA always matters as long as LA is there. I don't know Kobe.
But right now, as long as Kobe been there like 16, 17 years, so I mean, before then, y'all had a little drought.
Mitch is the name.
Mitch Kupchak, yeah.
As long as he there, LA gonna fall on the face of the earth.
Y'all feel like Miami is a favorite?
They have to be the favorite. They're the champs, and they still have their
team on the Browns.
They still got the best player in the world, in my opinion.
I disagree.
But
that depends on what Dwayne Wade had for the offseason.
I think Chicago's.
Dwayne Wade gonna have surgery, which he will. If they don't want Dwayne Wade to come back, the training camp or not, that has a lot to do with my team.
There's no way you can put Chicago as a favorite right now because it's still a question mark.
Yeah.
We don't know how D-Rose.
To me, it's the same factor. Dwayne Wade going to surgery, him coming out, and D-Rose coming out of surgery.
Yeah.
So I think D-Rose will be back. But
he's
it's
back
still
now.
a question mark. Like
D-Rose back now.
I mean, back to how
he's back now. I mean,
they said he's back now.
My thing is though, like
Chicago hasn't gotten any better.
Well, they have. What they have done. The way they got better because they know how to play without him. So when he comes in,
that's
Jimmy Butler got younger.
They really didn't play that much better offense.
He took Miami to what, 6?
Yeah.
And remember, Noah's better now than he was.
And he gonna be coming off injury too. Noah gonna get healthy too.
And Boozer, he got a chance.
That's all I see. I give him some credit. I don't give Boozer a lot of credit. You know what I mean? I don't really like his game, but he had a heck of a season.
Yeah, he did.
But he held him down. When they need not every game, not consistently. When we needed him to score in big games, he came. Get rid of him. He get his rebounds. He get his rebounds.
They gonna lose Nate Robinson.
Yeah, they got to. They got to get some of his money.
Big for them. Without Nate Robinson, they might not made it out that series.
They wouldn't. That,
speaking of,
but you take on Nate, insert D-Rose.
I got some things to say about Brooklyn.
They are who we thought they are.
I don't know. Jason Kidd coach now.
We need to talk about that.
And that's good. That goes back to what I'm saying about Chris Paul. Allow Chris Paul to play, he gonna allow Darren Williams to play his game.
And if Darren Williams don't get along with Jason Kidd, it's just you. It's you now.
Yeah, exactly. But they said he'd be a good friend. So if he, like you said, if he turn on him, then we go with Darren Williams, get you out of here.
He's gonna let Darren Williams do whatever he want to do.
Because Darren Williams is a great point guard when he's a player that needs to be
like that.
Yeah,
I hate when you try and hold a player back. Like
they're very similar, except Darren can shoot a lot better when they had the same ball skills.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong.
Right.
But it's gonna be interesting out there. I think that was the best move for Brooklyn.
Yeah.
Because only coaches that really was the true candidates for Brooklyn was the ones who were very headstrong that Darren was gonna clash with. That was my biggest thing. It wasn't that Jason Kidd's the best.
When they lost at Brian Shaw too?
Yeah, but I think he would clash with Brian Shaw. And that's my thing. My thing is that the best coach for Brooklyn is the one who's going to be best for Darren Williams, not the best coach out there for Brooklyn. You know what I mean? There's better coaches out there, of course, man. My thing is that for Darren Williams, he needed this. Joe Johnson needed this too. I don't know what Joe Johnson needed this. Joe Johnson needed this. Avery Johnson get a lot of flack for messing with Williams, but more so I think he's messed on Joe Johnson a lot.
But think about Joe Johnson, even with Mike Woodson. Like he just don't. Joe Johnson just don't get it done.
He just play. He don't. I don't think he never listens to the coach. He just play. He's not good enough to not listen to the coach.
I don't know what's
he good enough to. He's nice, but he ain't good enough to not listen to the coach.
Now he's a player. We talk about mentalities. He's a player who I think mentality means. He have the worst mentality out of any player that you think could be a star.
I never knew Joe Johnson to have a mentality.
Yeah, that's what it is. Okay? It's a question mark. Is it worse than that I'm horrible, angry? Happy? He's just question mark. It's worse. That's the thing. You're right.
Plays the game.
Yeah.
And in the playoffs, he don't play it up to his potential.
And that's another thing I think Jason Kidd comes in. Jason Kidd been when he was in the league. He respected him. Jason Kidd can get anything to the point where, okay, you yelling at me, coach, but I know you was better than me too. Yeah, right? But that has a lot to do with these young dudes. You know what? Like Jason Kidd is better than most of these dudes. And it has a lot to do with Jason Kidd could have you know what? I'm on my game today. So I'm going to show you I can show you all week in practice, but I can show you for 2 hours in practice. That goes a long way. When you post Darren Williams and say, see, this is kicking out the shooter like that. Put him on the side, I'm on the side, get double, kick it out like that.
And I think that holds weight. Like it
does, man.
Avery Johnson, he was a good coach with Dallas, but like everybody's mind state is not the same. Darren Williams probably was like, man, this dude wasn't that great of a point guard. He was a champion because he had Tim Duncan in Denver. You know, guys probably think like that. But when Jason Kidd come in, this dude one of the top 5 point guards ever.
Thank you. You make a great point because who everybody else didn't like Avery too. Not as a person, but on Dallas as a coach too much. He was real tough. Who embraced him? Dirk embraced him, and everybody fouled him. That was the key. Dirk embraced him. He's making Dirk better. They was like, okay, I can average more if I come down here to the elbow a little bit, post right here. I'm getting easy buckets. My efficiency going up. I'm still making all-star games. I'm still.
You know why Dirk embraced him? Because he wanted to win.
That's right, but it took your best player to embrace a coach like that. When they're very abrasive, if your best player don't embrace him, it's a wrap. You know what I mean? It's a wrap. I don't care who else embraces him. And that tough.
And Dirk played a different position.
Yeah, he played a point guy.
And what was Dirk's not beforehand? He was soft. Yeah. And like he was weak. And when we used to knock him, he was the one that wasn't mentally tough.
And who was the point guy that Avery had? Jason Kidd.
Okay, yeah.
See what I'm saying? He can take all that stuff. So that makes a big difference when you got a strong head coach. That's why Doc Rivers is so loved because he plays both sides of the fence. Watch him, listen to his sound bites. He played one time, he's like, man, we balling, we doing what we need to do. As he play defense over here, the next one he getting in Rondo. But he plays both sides of the fence very, very well. Because Rondo, one of the toughest players I heard, based on everyone they all said the coach. And, you know what I mean? Of course, because one of the toughest players is the coach.
He said Doc Rivers was about to fight him. Look how he said Doc Rivers wanted to fight him in the locker room because I guess Rondo, it has to really be Rondo's personality.
Yeah, it's abrasive.
You're about to fight with Ray Allen. You had issues with Pitt.
Not like that. Ray Allen might be not like that.
You had issues with Doc. Doc Rivers wanted to go in the locker room and fight you.
Yeah.
They gotta be this guy.
Because he don't give the ball. Sometimes they call plays. He just dribble. Sometimes that's him. Sometimes it's a good play. But sometimes it's just him doing what he want to do. And Doc sometimes let the ball movement can't get KG in the game. You know what I mean? And that's tough for winning.
You know you can't take Rondo out too much.
Kobe is going to play 3 more years. I mean, he got injured. That killed the 2-year thing when he got injured.
I don't know, but the thing I don't think if Kobe starts falling off, I think Kobe one of the ones that'll be like too much pride. I'm not gonna be averaging 16.
That's my point. I don't think he's gonna fall off too much. You know what I mean? He's going down a little bit, but not too much. Because like you said, he's gonna bow out.
Yeah, because he's gonna bow out gracefully.
So that's how you know in the summertime. He'll be playing against a lot of competition. You know what I mean? He gonna see where he at. Eventually, when he get an opportunity to. Now, like I said, it may not be summer, but it may be end of the summer, maybe beginning of the fall. He gonna find a game in Europe somewhere. He gonna go somewhere to go to some competition to try to be ready. He gotta gauge himself. You know what I mean?
What people fail to realize with the arguments, like the LeBron, Kobe debate, the debates that happen so often and so forth, people don't realize Kobe's about to be gone soon, and he's not. The people that's the LeBron fans or the people that dislike Kobe, they're not gonna appreciate him until he's gone. Then you realize, dang, I was watching one bad, you know what, and like I was disliking him so much that that's why I felt about actually respecting Kobe enough to just stop hating him so much. Like I hated Kobe up until the point where like 05, 06, where Kobe was just killing, just everybody. I'm like, man, I just can't hate him no more. Like, just because it's watching it, it's funny to me, and he just really out here.
And that's the same thing. Before people still call me a LeBron hater because I hated LeBron until this year. This year was the year I said, yo, I'm gonna start respecting the man for his game, but I still hate his fans.
That's all you gotta do.
I hate his fans. You know what I'm saying?
I hate Kobe fans, most Kobe fans. The ones who don't know enough about basketball to try and put Kobe on such a pedestal that you can't even explain why you put him on there. Well, it's always the over, like I said, the extremists. Them the ones out like. They call me a LBJ closet fan. I don't know what you is now. But I can't get along with the Two-Face. I can't get along with the LBJ extremists because, like, I'm coming at LeBron because y'all just going overboard. Yeah, that's what make me come at players like I shouldn't say nothing about LeBron. But it's every fan. Like, well, I ain't gonna say every fan base. It ain't every fan base, but.
Yeah, the LBJ extremists is tough, man, because they tend to act like they never watched nobody play basketball.
Then you have the MJ extremists. I love watching Jordan old tapes and so forth.
I think I'm an MJ extremist.
Nah, Darius Miles is an MJ extremist. Like everything's it's just to the. I
just don't think nobody can ever be better than Michael.
I don't knock that, but when I say, think about it. Like his scenarios be so childlike, and I'm calling you out, Darius. He'll be like, well, LeBron won't be able to dribble this way on Jordan because think about it, Jordan smack the ball and Rodman will be right. I'm like, you ain't like, no, he won't be able to move.
First of all, Pippen would be on him and it wouldn't be Mike. It would be Rick.
But I'm saying, like nobody can move against them teams, or Rodman will hold them to zero. Like, this wouldn't happen, you know what I mean? So, it's just the extremists that mess things up.
Yeah,
that's true.
Yo, man, we coming to the end of our show. We ain't got nothing else to talk about. So we just filling in time. So let's stop filling in time. But like I said in the beginning of the show, the Intelligence Trash Talk Select Team. If you try to get on our team, you'll I seen we putting a team in the ECC Pro League.
Alright.
And I'm trying to put more than one team in. You know what I mean? Because my team is kind of full. I don't need. I'm kind of stacked right now. I'm working on team number 2.
Oh, really? Okay.
You want me to go through my lineup real quick?
I gotta hear the lineup.
At point guard, he gave me a slow yes. So I'm gonna make sure whatever I gotta do to get him on the squad, because I'm gonna do that last. At center, Tyrell Lynch.
Okay.
At power forward, Jeff Street.
Okay, we got a lineup.
At the 3, Bull.
Oh, okay, we got a team.
At the 3, Marcus Spartacus Henderson.
Oh, at the 2?
I mean, at the 2, I'm sorry.
Okay.
And at point, DeMonte Johnson.
Oh man. That defensive backcourt.
Off the bench. Wait, hold on, let me go off the bench. 6 man off the bench, Rashawn Tab.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Coming in after him, E.J. Scott.
Wow.
Boom. My point guard off the bench, Cubby. I mean, how can you beat this team? Now you done been to Buffalo.
Yeah.
What team you see beating that team?
Honestly, I don't see any team beating that team.
So they want to make it Buffalo versus Niagara Falls.
I don't.
That team, half of that team simply just won something up in Buffalo like not too long ago, man. Like half of that team right there, actually, they won something up. But Marcus had a team, took a team up there. You know what I mean? Like they won like 2 little chips not too long ago. The last 6 months.
All right, that's just team 1. Get them talking about putting a team together. My man.
We supposed to get them today.
Yeah. Terrell Lidge talking about putting a team together. Shorty. Lidge. The light skinned dude that he played last week. He came with me up there.
Oh, okay. Yeah, he could ball.
He talking about putting a team together with AG and them cats.
AG could play.
AG could play. So they trying to make this a Buffalo versus Niagara Falls thing, and I'm saying it right now. Buffalo do not want it.
I think that team, like the defensive backcourt, then the front court, then you got Boyle. It's just too much. The bench, EJ,
it's too much.
And most refs is old school, so somebody like Marcus is gonna eat.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
And really, I'm trying to see. It's a stretch. But I'm trying to see what Paul Harris got going on this summer because I heard he in town.
Paul Harris might got a lot going on though. He might have a lot going on.
I'm trying to see.
Just put it out there.
I'm just putting it out there. You know what I mean?
He's trying to just
so if you're trying to get on the squad, form another squad, like I said, hit me up on Facebook. Jody be wildin', man. Jody be wildin'.
I don't hold no more, man.
You sitting on talent.
I don't hold no more.
Jody, you sitting on talent.
I don't hold no more, man.
Stop it.
Hooping is over for me.
He bowed out gracefully.
I'm a teacher.
I'm a teacher.
Why
you ain't trying to get
teacher?
right?
Oh yeah, oh my bad. Los, he on the squad. I talked to him.
You trying to get Los? Yeah, you trying to get Los. You working on Los.
Los already committed.
Legendary.
So my squad is intact. It's
That squad is. I don't think.
and I might have to spread them out.
You might have to make two teams because
you know
that might just be two.
Because I'm trying to figure out how she want to do it. Because she said Niagara Falls versus Buffalo.
You gonna have to cut.
You said what?
What about it?
We'll be in 13 games like that.
You gonna eat.
Games like that.
Coaching. You might have to put those.
Man.
You might have to put those into two teams.
Got the
Man.
personality.
That team right.
Can't have anybody coaching.
That team right there might have to be two teams though. You think that's just two?
Nah, I think you can split that down.
The reason why because it's like the Clippers situation right now. Now that they got Doc Rivers is not gonna coach Chris Paul. You know what I'm saying? He gonna motivate Chris Paul. He's not gonna coach him. I'm not gonna coach DeMonte Johnson. I'm gonna motivate DeMonte Johnson to coach them dudes the way they're supposed to be coached. Then I'm gonna tell him, I'm gonna reinforce whatever DeMonte says. That's a good coach. I'm a good coach. You know what I'm saying? And when I see DeMonte needing to breathe, I say, Monty, come on, sit next to me. He put Cubby in for a little bit. Like, Cubby told me, he said, bro, I'm not sitting the bench. I said, no, I'm going to make sure. I'm going to keep it to a 7-8 man roster.
See, therefore, you might have to split them two teams. Because you only named like 9 people on one team.
It was 8.
Oh, the Los made it?
Los made it 9.
Oh, yeah, see, that got to be two teams.
I would make 2 teams.
How many prizes you really gonna knock down and say, yo, I'm going to have to have you come off the bench?
It depends on how many people call in, tell me they want to get on, and how many people want to get on, so then I can make another team. I'm waiting right now.
So you do is get some younger players, right? Some young blood.
See, I don't want no respect. That's the thing. Who's coming off the bench?
Los willing to come off the bench?
He had no choice.
Honestly, he do have a choice because he a murder Marcus. He a murder Marcus.
Well, Marcus is my defensive stopper, man. And Los ain't gonna play the bench. Los ain't gonna play D like that. He ain't in shape yet.
That's why you need
by the end of the season, I say Los might be starting. I ain't scared. I ain't scared to start somebody in the beginning and have him sitting at the end.
So controversy already. So you gotta have somebody to start in lineup, take them out, and then put Los in the starting line. That might cause controversy.
Nobody won't, because you look at a personality. If Jeff Street don't get in shape, Jeff Street gonna be one like, I'm gonna take to the side like, bro, listen, you have to be the 6th man.
And you think Jeff is gonna do that?
He ain't got no choice. You ain't got no choice.
I'm not coming up. Get Jeff Street.
I got power over Jeff Street. Wanna know why? I smack him in 2K all the time. So I got a little leverage over him. You know what I mean? There's a little respect there. Tyrell Lynch, I'm not messing with him. Tyrell Lynch gets to do whatever he wants to do. I'm not bothering Tyrell Lynch. Bill gonna give me 40. I'm not. He can do whatever he wants to do. I'm gonna get it.
Let Monty talk to
at the end of the day, Marlo
let Monty talk to his.
You know what? I'm just carrying the clipboard, man. Honestly, and just rotating the minutes, making sure everybody knows.
You know what?
Nah, he was
Spo was really Spo was doing some good stuff. The game when he
don't get enough respect. I put it on my Facebook page. He don't get enough respect.
You know what I give Spo a lot of credit for sitting down Wade and Bosh for that long stretch. That took guts in the game 6 when he went out.
He runs a lot of slick plays.
I'm pretty sure he probably asked him if it was okay before the game. If it gets close, you mind if...
Now he probably went to Wade right there.
Other team.
He look a little... Only person he got to cater to is LeBron. I think he should. I'm pretty sure he might.
He tries to
sit Wade that long. Y'all think Wade really want to sit that long with that bad knee? He should not cater. Bosh had 0 points in Game 7. But Bosh had an impact on Game 7. We ain't gonna act like Bosh will not be in Miami next year. I mean, we never act like he will do nothing. No, I think he should. I think Al Davis should be there.
Yo, you know what? If they could trade Chris Bosh to the Bobcats with a pick and B.J. Mullins, who's a y'all ain't watched many Bobcat games.
I told you about them draft picks here, man. This year that pick.
B.J. Mullins jump shot. They call him the poor man's Dirk Nowitzki. That boy can shoot, man.
We gotta stop this poor man. Yo, but listen.
I don't think he has the pressure.
I think they gonna trade. Bosh will get traded for
Because you know Al Jefferson and Paul Millsap are free agents, right? I think it's going to be a signing trade for Al Jefferson. Chris Bosh.
That'd be nice, Al Jefferson, but I think they're going to stay intact. I don't see nothing coming. I still hold a whole bunch of talk going over the summer. But by the end of the day, what did they just do? Win the title. So if we win the check again, then you know we can win the squad.
You look at that box score and like, yo, dude, what that?
But yo, in the first shit, he was a beast. He did a lot to keep you know
but if I'm Miami, I got to do what some critics do. Should we was a Ray Allen trade away from being home? Yeah. Well, you got to go.
You got to look at it for money wise.
And that's what I'm going to say. He's a high-paid player in the Miami Heat.
Money wise.
That is the only way you can get him in, though. You know LeBron. You can talk to LeBron like, look, y'all ain't going to be able to get paid that much, but for us to complete this, we're going to have to pay Bosh a little more. Y'all know y'all going to get endorsements. Yeah. You see what I'm saying? That's what you brought. You know what I'm saying? Like, motherfucker.
And they want to get, if they want a 3-peat, they better trade him for Al Jefferson.
I think Bosh can
acting like this is Mars world.
I think Bosh can restructure his contract. I think Pat Riley going to talk to Bosh into restructuring his contract.
I think he's going to reconstruct his game to another team.
You can reconstruct your contract?
If he wanted to. If he wanted to. If he personally wanted to. Yeah, if I wanted to.
You can change the way Amari needs to do that.
Kobe needs to do that.
You can change the way
he needs to.
Say you know 3 years down the line,
I know he's not, but he got
to come back on this year and pay you more now.
LeBron did it.
Anyway, man, I'm trying to do the end show shout outs. Myra, shout out to I did a little shout out to your clothing line.
Yeah,
I can't give you justice like, you know.
Yeah,
I did my best. I wrote down some stuff. You know, I had marvcrit.com/stores.html.
Yeah, you go to marvcrit.com, grab a polo. I mean, it's gonna be click here. It's gonna direct you to the site. You can grab a polo, t-shirts. Got the summer shirts going on.
Right.
You know what I mean? I'm gonna get ready to go on sale next week. So
right.
10% off.
Right.
So make sure y'all go to marvcrit.com/stores.
What's the line called?
It's one line called certified. One line called
I like that. Certified.
Certified what again?
Mark.
Okay, Mark. Okay. Alright, that's what's up.
Yeah, can you explain? This is a little mini interview because you know I'm a student of history.
No, I know.
So anytime I see pharaohs, my eyebrow get raised up because I know I just know some things. So what's good with the pharaohs, son?
The thing is, when I thought of the line, I know I wanted to go with something as far as the symbolism of power. You know what I'm saying?
son.
And the only thing I could think of at that point is something that I was interested in, which is Pharaoh, Egyptian. You know, that's something I actually on my bucket.
Egyptian mythology. So
like that. So I decided to go with the Pharaoh design, and I called it power, but I wanted to go in a different language. So I just was on Google looking up all different types of things. I'm like, sounds alright. I think I'm gonna go with it though.
So yeah, try not to. I just had to make sure you weren't in no funny stuff, cause
Illuminati.
No, Illuminati. Because everybody automatically. He said I took him for Illuminati. No,
I wouldn't be home. It's $1 million signing contract.
No, I thought he didn't. Yo, Mario, you gotta tell him about you growing up.
Oh, when I was younger, I was like desperate to get into Illuminati because I heard it was $1 million signing bonus.
That's a you said that. That's wonderful. I like that.
I'm like, my man was like, somebody's talking about Illuminati. Like, yeah, already signed people. $1 million. I'm like, oh yeah. So I'm looking around for Freemasons. I don't know Illuminati.
He told me that I died last.
You know what else they do with Illuminati, right?
I don't care. I ain't worried about all that, man.
And that's funny. But Marv was a kid in time. It's not a grown man walking around like that. You know what I'm saying? Right. That was a G. Like that's funny because you was a kid.
That was a key word.
I like that. That's funny. Yeah, that's funny. But you were a kid. A grown man walking around like that, y'all lost, bro. Find yourself, bro. Go to your parents and find yourself. You ain't gotta go to a book all the time. So just ask your parents a couple questions. You can find yourself, bro. That's it. But go ahead, bro.
So you said it's mock Illuminati first.
That's funny, man. That's a hot story, though. I was talking $1 million signing bonus.
Yeah, but the Egyptian, I study Egyptian mythology real heavy, and it's tough. But it gets a bad rap when not necessarily.
It's controversial. Yes,
it's very controversial, and the reason why we kind of off our sports subject.
It's okay.
But I don't care. It's my show. Yeah. Do whatever.
Why you think it get a bad rap? Though? You better say that.
The reason it gets a bad rap because Egyptian mythology has the same stories or storylines as our Bible, and it's older than our Bible. So that's where it gets funny. And I asked a Christian one time, like, why is that like that? And they said the devil went before the Bible and made that stuff happen to test our faith today.
So basically, it was right and exact. So therefore, we can't do that.
I'll speak off the air.
Yeah, it was right and exact. That's what happened. Because most of that stuff is configured by numbers and math and science. It's tough to. You can misconstrue the numbers. If you put wrong A plus B minus square in there, you put the right numbers in there, which we can all go back and do.
Right.
You still get the same. All right, Kenny. So
That's why I said I'm not gonna talk about it.
The formulas are there for us to go back and input the numbers. You're gonna find out what happened.
Numbers I'm doing, Melo average 28 points.
Numbers out there. That's what my mind. Sometimes you gotta let the people know what's going on inside your scalp.
I was looking at the Illuminati, man. I found out a lot of things I stumbled across. So looking up that Illuminati stuff. So what year did you join? I tried to join back in. I told you about when I was 13.
That's funny you said. I like that story.
I was in 2004. I was trying to join Illuminati, and then by 2006, I'm like, oh hell. So then it's like, you better half a decade to join. So that's some real stuff.
But I mean, shout out to my man Mark. I'm definitely gonna try to get me a polo. I'm gonna see what my check like.
I just ordered one. I mean, not one, but I ordered a couple things. Me and my girl ordered a couple things. This week actually.
Walking billboard.
Definitely shout out to my man Mark. What else? 2K13 tournament.
Yes, sir. What's the day of that tournament again? Registration 27.
The registration is the 20th.
$40.
$40. Right. So I'm noticing that a lot of people are scared.
Yeah, of course they are.
You stop talking junk when you gotta put money on the line. And what I'm noticing, a lot of people game is not worth $40. So I mean, it is what it is. We'll see. If it ain't 64, we'll make it do what it do. Whatever.
I was in my prime years in 2K. If I played the game like I used to.
See, the problem is, I'm in my prime and I can't get in the joint. Because when I win, they're gonna say it's a conflict of interest.
No, forget all this. This is when you have to win.
So when I win $500, everybody is going. Yo, people
What's the conflict of interest? You see the minutes of the quarter. You see it's a Hall of Fame.
That sounds good.
What's the conflict of interest?
Fellas ain't going for it. Fellas ain't going for it. It really ain't nothing.
You know why I get up in this booth, but because I consider you to be a highly intelligent person. How many people you see in this book? A lot of people don't think like that.
I know. Exactly.
We agree on opposite.
I don't either. But we watch the same thing. I said, man,
because if you remember, I was gonna be in there. I was at the barbershop talking about. They was like, "You in it?" I was like, "Yeah, I'm in it." How you gonna be in the joint? I'm like,
because I have to put in money and win. It's not like that behind the scenes.
I ain't gotta put in money.
Yo, but they don't know that.
Come on, let's go.
He can't be in it. Now I see what's going on. Yeah, it's conflict of interest.
Financial interest.
Keep this up.
I'm just saying,
They gotta know that because that was big. They be all free. All 10 of them.
But yeah, that's what I'm saying. Is keep it real. You put money in to fund the event. Why I'm gonna make you pay for it?
But I still. So none of us should be in it then.
It's different.
I ain't trying to be in it. I would be in the next one, but I wouldn't be in the first one. Because one of us win, I just feel like it's going to be. Everybody gonna put their hands up.
From what I hear, you probably gonna win that.
But still would be. Don't you still think that would be a compliment?
And then after that, I'll just play you and beat you, and then I won it. I just don't need that 500.
It still would be a compliment. I don't know. It really is. It's really not. But when you go into people betting their money and losing their money, they start thinking of all like fancy.
Everything.
People think of excuses for people they don't even know. But they see the game.
I think because I'm the name on the thing. Whatever. People just look at it funny. I don't know.
They will. That's their excuse.
Yeah, that's their excuse. You still have to play the game.
We all know that. That's their excuse.
That's like
know.
But it's like, okay, Rondo set up that tournament today.
Right, it's like he's not playing. He can't play.
Yeah, he can't play. Even though he said, no, he can still play, and he didn't want to win it. So
But that's different. That's basketball.
this is 2K. The game can't be fixed if they see everything.
Yo, the way I play, they think it was fake.
Oh well. Check the sliders. Take this whooping like a man. Like, I don't know.
That's the problem. Nobody want to take that whooping like a man.
But guess what? That's Intelligent Trash Talk Sports, man. That's our show today. Sorry about the technical difficulties. We couldn't load up none of our commercials. So if we sounded a little boring, it's probably because we couldn't add our commercials on to make it sound better than we really are. No, I'm just playing. But we could do our sound effects and everything. Like, I had a whole bunch of stuff queued up. But we did what we could do with what we had. You know, hope you guys appreciate it. Hope you guys enjoy the show. Any shout outs?
Yeah, shout out MTM, More Than Music. Check out my man Explicit Faraway video.
Right.
Reverb Nation, YouTube right now.
Right. Shout out to my man Taz for holding us down on Twitter, on Facebook, no doubt.
Shout out to Marv.
Yeah, man, shout out to mine.
Clothing line out now. Make sure you go get it.
Shout out to Dolly, my wife, for bringing me this barbecue chicken. Sorry for eating it in front of y'all fellas, but big boys can't go too long without eating.
I'm not shouting Dolly because she ain't bring me none, so I ain't shouting. Cut half the shout out, Kenny.
Right.
You get half a shout out.
Shout to Dolly.
Nah, what's up, Dolly?
No doubt. But yeah, I'm gonna get home to my son, man. I miss my boy. Tell the trash talk.
Miss
sports.
LeBron.
I'm so used to forsaking him. I'm so used to him being my forsaken son. I'm not used to him being a foe. Welcome back, Brian Jr.
Can he get a Hummer?
Right. All right,
The
y'all.
price is a little high. Give him a Maybach.
Holla.